You ready? Or do you want me to wait?
Yep, no, go ahead.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with Kraken and, of course, myself, Josh. Vibes up. We are here to talk. Of course, we missed last week. That's because my dumbass got caught up in just everything else going on in the world. And I was like, missed Kraken's message somehow. And then I saw it when I went live later that day. And I was like, fuck. Just totally blanked. So my apologies for that, bro.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, I was pretty sick. I do believe at the start of the week anyway. I had COVID, so
Yeah, you had COVID and you wanted to do it on, I think, Thursday initially. And that's when you told me you were sick like the day before. And you're like, yeah, no, I should be fine tomorrow. And then I was like, bro, just take the day off. We could do it later. And then you text me that day and you're like, dude, I feel like the worst I've felt so far. And I
yeah,
was like, told you.
it was that day was absolutely horrible. Like that's
Fuck
when
that.
it felt like it was the flu with it. I just couldn't get out of bed at all.
Yeah, I had COVID once and it was the worst. It was so bad. What made that even worse though, I think is that we had a water main break on our street the same time that both my mother and I had COVID. And so for like almost a day and a half, maybe 2 days, we had no water,
Oh damn.
like running water. So like that was the worst. And then having COVID on top of that, dude, it was ass.
Oh
Those 2
yeah.
days were the worst. Like the whole COVID experience was bad, but like that made it worse. Because then you couldn't shower or you couldn't flush the toilet. It sucked. Properly at least. I mean, we had water, but
Yep.
not the good way. So I'm glad you're feeling better, bro.
Yeah, feeling a lot better. I'm glad.
So a lot has happened. Obviously, WrestlePalooza happened since our last show, and All Out. All I'll say was big thumbs down to WrestlePalooza. Well, a big thumbs up to All Out.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
Yeah. Obviously, John Brock didn't deliver. It was classic Brock match. The rest of the card was okay. I mean, the only matches I cared for at WrestlePalooza was the mixed tag match and then the Stephanie and Io match. Other than that, everything else was just there. You know.
Yeah. So for WrestlePalooza, I gave my chat that like I made a poll halfway through All Out. It was like, hey, we know what the starting match is. We'll let y'all vote what we kind of pay attention to. Because of course, I knew Hangman and
Mhm.
Fletcher were going to run with John and Buck, and so I was like, y'all decide what we do. We'll go off of that. Literally, I think Hangman came out. The John Cena match started. And then we only missed 7.5, maybe 8 minutes, if that. Um,
I had them both up, but my attention was on Hangman Fletcher. But my chat was more focused on, I think, Brock Cena.
yeah, mine
But
was too.
it was quickly established that they weren't really enjoying it about the 4 minutes in. um, so I just kind of kept my focus on Hangman Fletcher. I mean, I did react to like the last minute and a half because it was just like spamming finishers from Brock. But
Oh yeah,
um, yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't really focus on that.
for me as well. And then, of course, like you said, the rest of the show, I like the new Uso entrance they got. Kind of like the combination of Jay and the Uso Penitentiary. That was nice.
Missed it. I was watching Hangman and Fletcher.
Um,
That match went for a minute, bro.
it did,
That
it
ended
did.
during that tag match, so I caught like the last half of that tag match.
Yeah,
Too.
I went back and watched that entrance just to see because people were talking about, hey, they combined their entrance, and I was like, okay, I'm at least gonna see how they
I
did
thought
it.
they came out to the Usos theme on WrestlePalooza. See, I didn't watch, but I thought that everyone was like, they got their theme back in my chat.
So
I thought they came out to that
they
theme.
do. So you know how on Raw they kind of it started out with the
I
penitentiary
remember them
style.
doing it on Raw. I don't remember well, again, I didn't see it on WrestlePalooza.
Yeah,
So I can't
it's
really
kind of the
know.
same, but it had more of a J aspect to it. But other than that, yeah,
But all out was great. I mean, I don't
was
even have to talk about specific matches. Like I just feel like from top to bottom that whole card was fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so that was basically what went down with that card. WrestlePalooza was the one to more talk about. I feel like just because it was more Alice and all out was just like, dude, that was really good. Like no complaints. Um, except I will say I thought Fletcher Hangman went too long. It should have been like 25, not 38 or whatever the fuck it was. It was way too long. 30, whatever it was. But we have some news to talk about first and foremost. The one that I actually did want to talk about first was TNA is in an active negotiations for media rights deal. So Carlos Silva He's been making the rounds, of course. We have the TNA NXT Showdown now. It's being called that next Tuesday. And so he's been doing media for that. He told TV Insider that they're now in active negotiations with a partner and we're going to work through that. I can't really put a timeline on how long this will take. The good news is that the process has started and we're no longer just talking to a bunch of people with this sort of gauge interest. So they're actually in like negotiations with a partner. My guess is CW
Yeah, on
or
Thursdays.
something related to them, to some type of FX or USA or CW type shit, you know?
Yeah, because I know
I
for
don't even know if
me,
CW is affiliated with them, but
I don't know what you watch it at. I watch it on Access, and that's what everyone watch it at.
I don't watch TNA on the weekly. Will check it out here and there if they have like a cool looking card. Obviously, I'll be watching Bound for Glory coming up here in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever it is. Um, but the weekly show, even though I did watch and we did react to Victory Road, which was an okay show too, by the way. Um, I just nothing like I did watch Victory Road, I did watch Slammiversary, but nothing in those 2 shows has made me wanna watch their weekly product.
I
Not even the
agree.
NXT partnership gauges any interest in me watching the weekly product. What really set me and they've done this 2 years in a row now. What really set me into the point to where, like, I don't need to watch it is that they're rerunning the Joe Henry story with Mike Santana, essentially. And it
Yeah,
was just a year ago.
that's
They did the same thing. He lost at Slammiversary, then he got crowned at Bound for Glory. They're doing the same shit with Santana.
yeah, they are. I
I I just still find it weird that they didn't crown him in New York at their most attended show ever in his hometown.
yep,
Anyways, so I'm curious where this is gonna go because hopefully not CW because I don't get the East Coast feed where I live and have to VPN to Netflix. But obviously that's not gonna be the case with TNA. So I'm hoping not CW, but that's what I'm thinking.
yeah. It would be nice if they could find something that could show coast to coast. But I don't know where to go. USA would probably be the only avenue.
CW for sure is an option. I guarantee it. I guarantee that that's at least an option. If that's not who they are discussing with, I
Yeah,
guarantee that was an option. Um, plus, wasn't there a thing with CW and NWA before NXT came on there?
it
Pretty sure there
was,
was.
and now NWA is on Roku TV.
Hmm. Only time I watched NWA Power was 2019 when it was Ricky Starks, LA Knight, of course, Eli Drake, um, Zicky Dice. There's more that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they had like a really cool roster at the time, and they were putting on some interesting shows. But yeah, I think CW would make sense. USA makes sense too. I would love if it was USA because they're for me. I could watch the East Coast feed no problem. Um, so that'd be cool because I would definitely check out their debut wherever they go to. So good luck to them. It's good to see wrestling becoming more accessible when it comes to just more promotions getting if it's not like a streaming deal, be on a new channel because Access TV obviously not that, but they also are already on Impact Plus, which is however much a month, and they provide free deals all the time with their Impact Plus or TNA Plus, whatever it's called. That's how I watched Victory Road. We were supposed to watch it through a feed directly through Creator Sports Network
Yep.
because they were the ones who contacted us about showing the show and stuff this past what was it Friday. Unfortunately, they were having a lot of technical issues that was, they worked on, but they continue to happen throughout the whole show. I gave in and I just said, fuck it. And I used the code that TNA was giving out for the code. And I just said, fuck it. If they flag me, they flag me. But isn't that, I'm tired of showing my community a fucking shitty feed that's lagging and looping in random spots. So, and I don't know whose fault that is. It's really no finger pointing. It's just, it was annoying. It sucked that happened.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing. Like it was just it would get good and like for maybe 10, 15 minutes and then it would kick automatically back to
It
what
really fucked up for me right before the show started or it might have been during the show. No, it was before because it was the Matt Hardy and AJ Francis like pre-show segment before because then they had the match later. And it was that kept looping. Like right as the show started, it just kept looping that. Like I would refresh and it would just start back wherever it was. Like no matter how many times I'd reclose the tab, reopen it. refresh, whatever I did, clear cache, it would just always start. So they had such a technical error. Creators Person Network's still awesome. I'm not like trying to shit on them. It's just technical issues happen sometimes, and they're out of your control a lot of the time. Happened to me yesterday a little bit. Sucked. I had like so many technical issues. It was so annoying. But I totally get it. So like, I'm no shade to Creators Person Network. That's very unfortunate. I would love to continue to work with them if they are able to do something like that again with any wrestling product. But man, that sucked. It sucked for a little bit.
I mean, I know I wouldn't mind doing kind of anything like they do sports and stuff because I know we're both football fans. That would be pretty.
That would be crazy if they were able to get NFL. I know they've done like I forget what the other one was. It was like a basketball. I don't think it was. It might have been college. Because my friend Bridget Case, she's a content creator streamer. She did one for them, and I think it was for basketball. But yeah. So they do a lot. They do like rodeos and other stuff too. So they do a lot of cool stuff. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Creators Person Network is a company that works with content creators, streamers who give them the rights for specific shows to be shown on their streams, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok. It's pretty dope. So they got us all the rights. A lot of us content creators for Victory Road. And that's how you saw the majority of us streaming the show on Friday night, which we've done in the past. At least I have with TNA, which has always been cool. But it's cool to see that there's like a specific company for that now. So hopefully we get more. Hopefully we get the bigger companies up in that bitch.
Oh, yeah.
El Idolo attacked my Kenny last night. That motherfucker.
The lights went out, and I was like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna cut the commercial, and we're gonna pan over the Taz or whoever." And oh, the
I
attack.
knew it was something because so it was obviously after the match with the trios match, Josh Alexander and the Bucks versus Kenny and Brodito, which was fantastic, by the way. Incredible match.
Yes.
I honestly would say go out of your way to watch that. It was fucking a great way to start Dynamite. But I'm gonna go on a little rant. A good one, not really a bad one. Well, I mean, it's not like malicious. It's a little upsetting, but it's part of the story, so it's whatever. But I am gonna rant about it. Kenny Omega has become, in a good way, but also in a negative way for me, the new Orange Cassidy. He's since coming back will tend to open Dynamite, which was kind of like what OC did for a while. He was usually in the opening match, opening segment, and that's kind of been Kenny more so lately. At least it feels like it. Which is cool. I'm fine with that. I love Kenny, so that's not a problem. My problem is they've beat this man down and he tweeted about it. Like I said this last night on stream. I fucking lost my shit. But I mean, I was excited for Andrade because I like Andrade no matter where he's at. But like, I was so annoyed because I'm like, I told my cousin who comes over every Wednesday, Rick, I was like, dude, they're treating him like OC. He's always getting beat down, and then whoever helps him is either really fucking late or he gets no help. And it's been happening since he's had diverticulitis.
Yep.
They did the whole thing, in the parking lot and the gurney, all that stuff with the Bucks and the Elite at the time. And since he's come back, it's been nonstop again with the Callis family. And they did it again last night with Andrade joining the fucking Callis fam. And they did it with fucking, well, I guess Wardlow wasn't attacking Kenny. He attacked Swerve. But, like, I swear, they did it, like, the following when Wardlow returned, they, like, attacked Kenny. Like, they've always a fucking attacking Kenny now after his match or after his fucking segment where no one helps him or they're fucking late as shit. And then they redid it with Orange Cassidy, by the way. So they just continued what they do with OC last night and fucking Kenny. I was like, why? Why are they always so fucking late? This happens so fucking often. Why aren't they at standby? Or why isn't he prepared for it? This happens too fucking much. Sorry, it annoys me. It does. It literally gets under my skin how often this happens, and it makes the babyface seem so stupid. How many times are you going to get jumped where you're not going to be prepared for it? In storyline, you should be fucking ready. It's happened so many times. Sorry, it really annoys me. It makes them look so stupid.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. But I
It
think
makes them look so fucking dumb. How do you not know that it's happening when you tweet about it happening? And it keeps happening and you're not ready every fucking time for it. It's happened so much. Sorry, I had to.
well, I mean, technically, he did kind of get help, but it was in Jurassic Express taking out
Yeah,
the
but
Young
it's
Bucks.
always late. That's
But
my
it's
point.
late, yeah.
That's my point. It's like, how are you not having them on standby? That's what I'm saying. It's happened so much in kayfabe as the person that gets beat down. How are you not like, all right, 3 times now in the last X amount of time, I've gotten jumped by these fuckers. I should have something ready in case that's going to go down again. How do you not? Not just hopeful that someone's going to come save you. You know what I mean? That makes them look so stupid. I hate it. They do it in every promotion.
But my thing also, with Kenny, all the people that would help him are kind of out. You gotta think,
Well,
Swerve.
that's a good point, but there's still other people. It's not like there's other people
Oh
that
yeah,
wouldn't, and it's not like he doesn't. It's not like the whole point. Like, okay, yeah, those people are out that have helped him, but at the same time, he's a face, and who worked with all the faces to like who was all in the fucking anarchy? It was him, Swerve, Osprey, Coda. Um, like where the fuck's Coda? Like that's the Golden Lovers. Where the fuck he came back and he's gone again? Like you know what I mean?
I
Like
do.
there's little things like that. Like there's people that could come out. I get it. I get the story they're telling. So it's all part of, oh, the Callis family, they're building them up. I get it. I get why it happens. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
My only thing. So I feel this way about this, like you do with Kenny. The fucking Don Callis family. Like I counted it last night
Oh, it's
as they're
massive. It's
standing
it's
there.
13.
There's like,
Well,
yeah,
9 last night. 9 last night, and then you're missing Mark Davis, Brian Cage, Trent, and Wardlow. So that
yeah.
makes it to 13
There's
or whatever.
13, 14 people. Who
Yeah,
in the
13.
hell is going to stop them? You can't have a blood and guts match against just with the
Well,
Don
they're
Callis family.
clearly, and again, I get it though, but they're clearly building to the implosion of it because with Takesh, it's gonna, I think it's gonna split with Takeshita. Not full like NWO Wolfpack, NWO Black and White, but like people will leave with Takeshita. I feel like it won't just be Takeshita because they're having the whole the tag match next week with Okada and Tana versus I forgot who. Um, but they obviously have had tension forever since before they were in the Callis fam. So they're building to that. I think that's where that's going. Is it's going to lead to a lot like at least 4 to 5 people jumping with Takeshita or just bouncing out because of the way that gets handled by the Don and shit.
Just
That's my guess. I could be wrong.
I just don't understand why that Don Callis has all these people. Like he's on TV 20 to 30% of the show now because of the people he's got on there.
Even before he's had this many people, he still was.
That's true too. But I don't know.
He's
I feel like Warlow does not need to be in the group. He's injured, I get that, but when he comes back, he did not need the Don Callis family. Andrade did not need the Don Callis family. My
I
opinion,
feel like there's a specific story that will tell why they wanted them all in there. That's why I'm fine with it right now. I'm just waiting for that to play out.
can't wait to watch it explode from the inside. Just Takeshita
I think it's
take out
really starting
Okada.
with the Takeshita Okada stuff. I think that's where it's going to start, and then it might not happen immediately with those two, but I think that's where it will start, and then it might take some time to get there. Maybe I'll say by the end of 2025, I think that's when we'll really see the full story play out of the Callis family breaking apart. I think it'll still exist, but it won't be the size that it was. It'll be like 4 people, 5 people at the end,
Yeah, there'll be probably
or it'll be like a new version of it or something.
I think Takeshi.
Eventually, by the end of this year, I wouldn't be shocked if Fletcher, Takeshita, are both out of it for sure. Maybe Fletcher more so like by Revolution next year, which is usually around March. But I still think he'll be like the one to follow Takeshita eventually out.
Back to that match you was talking about, Takeshi Okada. It's versus Bodito and Ben. Bodito, yeah.
Oh
Bodhi
yeah,
and Bandito.
it's okay, interesting.
Tag team title match.
But yeah, so yeah, I just can't wait to see where this goes. But yeah, they are a large faction. But it's I don't know. It's not bothered me just yet. It is. I do get annoyed that so many people. Like last night, I was like, "Oh my god, I'll clone join." Are you fucking it? But that one made sense because I think that was gonna happen regardless with Hologram if he didn't get hurt and that match was still Hologram and Kyle last night. I still think it would have gone with El Clone coming out and doing the same shit.
Yeah, who is the clone? Is it someone he's had a rivalry with
RS.
before? Is it?
Yeah, RS from wherever the fuck they work together. But yeah, RS. Yeah, they've had feuds in MLW and like that. It's kind of like a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens type situation. That's like his longtime rival. Is
Okay.
RS.
I didn't know that's who
They
it
just made
was. That
into
makes
a clone
sense.
situation. Yeah, it's RS. Yeah, if you just Google RS wrestler, you'll see the tattoos match from last night. I did like the way they revealed him, but I will say that whole segment felt dragged out. Like, okay, let's just jump into AEW. Okay, so
Yeah.
that segment was dragged out where the end of the TNT title match. So obviously the clone came out and looking like hologram, obviously. Which I thought was funny because they did tell us he was out. Like Tony said he was out for a year. So I don't know if they're just trying to catch us off guard, but it was obvious it wasn't him. He looks like he's a bit more ripped than hologram. Hologram's like in good shape, but this one obviously has some more muscle on him besides the tattoos. Like he's just more muscle.
There's obvious difference.
Um, yeah, the body sizes are different. So he came out and I think Fletcher like tried to play it off like, oh, it's hologram, and he like whatever, like pushed him off the rope or whatever the fuck it was he did to Fletcher. And then OC was like, basically like, whatever, OC. And so he goes to get on, he's on the top, and then he just gets pushed down by hologram. And of course, it wasn't hologram. He basically cost OC the match or whatever it was. And then he goes up to the top, and then they start doing the glitch stuff while like the rest of the Callis family comes out. And dude, this felt like it took forever. So like playing whatever's music, whoever's from the Callis family or whatever it was, and, like, so he joins them up on there, and he rips off his mask and takes off his coat to show he has, like, tattoos, so he's a different person. And he has the black mask, and then they just start doing the fucking red flashing, and it's just, like, doing this stupid glitch noise for, like, what felt like too long. It was probably, like, 30
Forever.
seconds, but it was too long. It shouldn't have, and they were just standing there while that glitch music kept happening
Mm.
and, like, just looking at OC and the conglomeration in the ring. Um and even my cousin was like, "Why is this still happening? Like, why are they still just staring with the lights?" And then they cut to commentary, like, after that finally ended, and fucking Excalibur seemed dumbfounded.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just didn't know what to say or, like, he was waiting for a cue. I don't know what it was, but he was like, "And, well, Clone, yep, another member of the Callis fam, and Orange Cassidy loses the team." Like, he just didn't know what to. Like, I don't know if he was being told in something in his ear, so he was having a hard time talk and listen at the same time. Dude, that whole ending of that fucking threw me off. I hated it. I liked the match. The match was phenomenal, but that whole end of the match and then like the last minute or whatever that was so stupid.
Yeah, I agree because we could have, of course, I don't know what they're actually going to call him, but we knew it wasn't hologram right off. We knew
Yeah.
that, so he could have easily pushed Orange Cassidy off the turnbuckle, or I can't. Yeah, like you said, and he could have just done the whole situation where he took the mask off and been done with it. We didn't have to do the strobe like a horror movie, like what felt like.
Well, I'm fine with that. It lasted too long. Like,
Yeah,
you could have did that for 10 seconds. It felt like it went longer than that. It was just like we were just awkwardly sitting here. I even like leaned my chair back and was like, "All right, wake me up when it's over."
yeah,
It's like this is going on forever because I'm standing there. But I mean, I'm fine with the size of the Callis fam right now because I don't know. I just feel like it'll get more of those guys on TV. I mean, except for Lance Archer, he's just always walking around for some reason. But
he's waiting on Kate
yeah,
back.
yeah, that was like the only thing on Dynamite. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was
But
the only part that really just kind of threw the show off, but it didn't hurt the show.
yeah, no, that opening match was wild. The Kenny Omega Brodito versus, like, they were doing some crazy ass spots. Like, my cousin got here like 5 minutes into the show, and like as soon as he got up here and like we was like grubbing down because he usually eats and then joins me. Like I was just sitting here just enthralled in that match. Like it was so fucking good. They just went in. Like it was so good. Oh, it was also funny because the Bucks, they at the start of the show, they had the money, like the bag of money and stuff, and I forgot what Matt went to go do, so he left Nick with the bag, and Nick went and lost it all immediately. Like not even fucking. It wasn't even like a long fucking segment. It just happened immediately. Just, oh, okay, I'm gonna go gamble. Boom, lost.
Everything was gone. He was gonna go talk to production. They were gonna have the biggest
Yeah,
entrance.
that's right. That's right. He's gonna do all the pyro. I totally forgot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Came
doing something, I think.
came back and was like, "Hey,
Like
I got the approval. Like we're good to
he grabs
go."
the bag and it's empty.
And then it just transitions to they're already in the ring like they're
They're already in the
jobbers.
ring. They didn't even get a jobber. Like they just got the jobber entrance. So they're already there in the ring, and they're just the broke bucks.
Yeah.
And it said, what did it say at the top? I said something above that. I don't even remember anymore, but it was something funny that cracked me up. It had like a little lost all the money or something. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
little quip. I forgot what it said, but I remember I laughed at it. Um, but after that trios match, we saw the Bucks and Kenny in the ring, and the Bucks seemingly were going to talk to Kenny. It didn't seem like they were going to attack him
Mm.
initially. But then of course Josh Alexander got up and hit him, and that led to them joining in, and that's what led to the beatdown and stuff like that. Well, that was after. I'm sorry, that was after Andrade, right? Wasn't it? Or no?
No,
Or did the Bucks
because
try to attack him? I don't even remember.
no,
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Bucks didn't wanna attack him at
It
first.
was Josh. Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah.
Josh. Yeah, so I was right. I was right. Okay, I kind of threw myself there. Um, but that was interesting to me. It seemed like they were actually going to talk it out with them.
Yeah, I felt like that's what was gonna happen. I feel like that's where they're going, but then yet again, the Young Bucks are kinda working with Don Callis as well.
Yeah, they've been for quite a while now. I mean, with the Death Riders too, so they've been working with all the top heels. Um, so after that, that's when like they helped. Was it Brodito that helped fight off the Bucks? I believe. Um,
So after they started the beatdown, that's when we hear Jurassic
That's right, the Jurassic Express. I was kind of bummed that that's all they did was just save Kenny and left it at that. I was like kind of hoping like a speech or something from them. I was fine with what ended up happening, but like I was like, damn, I was kind of hoping that they were gonna talk about it, like their return as like what made Jungle Boy go back with him, and you know what I mean. But they just saved
I
Kenny,
was just
which is cool.
I was excited he didn't come out riding the show. I was
No, they
bummed
had
at
to
that.
save Kenny, so
Yeah.
they had to make it get down there quick. But I mean, so it was cool, and then I believe he, didn't him and, Jack kinda, like, look at each other, or did he, like, get in Jack's face for what he did in the
Yeah,
past?
so he got in Jack Perry's face and, basically was talking we could
Yelling
I
at him.
didn't hear him, but yeah, he was yelling at him
Wasn't really yelling,
basically.
but you could tell he was, like, frustrated. He was like at one point, I thought he was, like, in the back on the gurney or something like that, like, when he attacked
Mhm.
him and all that with, Elite. It sounded like something like that, but, eventually, it led to the Jurassic Express leaving, and, Kenny, that's when he cut the promo about the 6 years of Dynamite and stuff. It was a pretty good promo, like, "If you've been here before, we thank you. If this is your first show, your first, second, whatever, blah, blah, blah," and just talked about the 6 years. Um, and that's when the lights went out, and then Andrade returned. Ironically, a lot of people online thought it was Jericho for some reason, but I thought that's funny because that he wore that same mask in AEW his first run, so it was like I knew immediately. You could go see my reaction on my social media. I knew immediately it was Andrade once I saw the mask. Um, but, supposedly, the reason he ended up getting released from WWE Andrade, according to PW Insider Elite, it was and we heard about, apparently he failed a wellness, policy violation, or he had one earlier this year. Apparently he had multiple, and that's what led to the release. Like, it wasn't like a he requested it situation, it was he had multiple wellness policy violations according to PW Insider Elite, and, they straight up released him, no 90-day non-compete. Like, just were like, "Alright, you aren't gonna listen to us, bye."
Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, they gave him, I guess, several chances.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how many. It just says it just says had numerous. So if either that's 2, 3, I don't know. But he had numerous, and yeah, he's gone. So he left, and obviously saw him last night. And so curious, do you think? And really doesn't matter, but I wonder what it was for, like PEDs or like you know what I mean? You're kind of curious, just what it
Yeah.
would be. Was it hard drug? I kind of doubt that. I feel like that would have came out, but.
I mean, you gotta think though, at SummerSlam, him and Ray Phoenix put on a hell of a show in that ladder match.
Yeah, the ladder match, yeah.
I feel like they were gonna be
And then
pushed after that.
Dirt Sheets said after, he initially got released that supposedly that they were penciled in for Clash in Paris title match, him and Phoenix, but then obviously wellness policy, I guess, is what they're claiming stopped that.
I don't know, I hate it. I know he's back with AEW, which is good because I mean, I feel like he done good in AEW. Towards the end, it kinda disappeared from TV, but I feel like when he first gets there, he always does something great.
Well, he did the Continental Classic, which was in like what, December. So he did that, and then once he was
Yeah,
done with the Classic, he was in Royal Rumble. So I mean, he was doing stuff that even at the end, he was having great matches with Bryan Danielson and stuff like that. Shit, almost just a month before he went to the WWE. Um, but yeah, first guy to go from WWE to AEW to WWE to AEW. So
now my thing is, will we see more people? Like, you
maybe,
think there's gonna be people from WWE that or from AEW that came back that go back?
but I mean, maybe we'll see. I did find it interesting that he went back because supposedly he had like not the best exit from the company. So interesting to see that he came back. So and especially a month after he got released. from the WWE.
It's
So we
no
had that
Tony.
segment with Takeshita and Okada where they're gonna face Brodito next Tuesday, which is the Title Tuesday episode. After that, we jumped right into the TNT title. Kyle Fletcher versus almost like Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy. Might as well be. They both got beat down. Very fucking good match. The ending we talked about already. With Clone costing him and the whole Callis family. So we'll kind of just. I guess we already talked about that, so we'll just skip over that now. That's when we got the AEW video package for the best Dynamite moments, which actually featured CM Punk, by the way,
Did when he dressed
and
up
Cody Rhodes.
as Sting, right?
Sting. Yeah,
And the
when it was
Surfer
him, it was
Sting.
him. Yeah, the Super Sting. It was him, Sting, and I forgot who, but they showed that, and then they showed I forgot what from Cody. I think it was just Cody, like in the ring with his suit, but
There
showed Cody
was
as well.
there's also if you watch the still photos, there's one with Mike Santana and all that.
Oh, that's cool. I totally forgot he was in AEW.
Yeah,
Can't believe. I mean, he was part of the big faction at the start. I don't know how I forgot. But damn, when you said that, I was like, oh my God, he was, wasn't he?
it's crazy how many have left. What they're doing.
Right, for sure. After that, we had a Mark Briscoe promo where he mocked MJF losing to him at All Out. I feel like so far I don't like what they've done with Briscoe in the last 2 weeks since the pay per view that he beat MJF. So like last Wednesday, there was like nothing. Like they didn't
Oh,
even have him address it, and he beat a former world champion. And then finally this week he just cuts the promo over it, and like it just felt so underwhelming.
it was. I'm hoping we finally see him get to challenge Kyle Fletcher because I think that's where it's going. But my issue with
I
that,
think he should be getting a world title shot. He beat fucking MJF.
I mean, yeah, I know, but they're pushing Joe at this point. There,
I also am not the biggest fan of how they started that feud, but I'm fine with the match happening.
yeah, the match is fine. The feud was horrible, but he's gonna get a match against Kyle Fletcher at WrestleMania. My thing is, will MJF stay out of it?
I have no idea. I mean, MJF said he'll come. He's gonna take a break. It sounded like. I mean, obviously he's about to go film that movie, I guess. But yeah. So that was I think that was next actually. Yeah, Death Riders versus Hangman, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Ops. I thought that was weird that that Samoa Joe and Hobbs came out to their own themes. Like I know Shibata's out with an injury or whatever, not medically cleared. But like that was interesting to me that they didn't come out to the Ops theme because they have a theme for their faction and they just came out separately.
So that was my first cue that something funny was happening about this because this whole match we seen Samoa Joe start slowly turning heel.
Yeah,
Eyes.
yeah, it was a really good match. But the ending, like the ending of the match was fine, but the way they started the feud to set up the title match between Joe and Hangman, it was like they won, and then out of nowhere, Joe's like started just talking shit, and like I don't remember exactly what he was like because it was not in the mic. He was just like they were like face to face basically. But I think commentary was like Samoa Joe not happy with Hangman for bumping in or something like that. So they said something stupid. I don't remember exactly what, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? It's like this is not making any sense to me.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna be honest. I
Or no, they
was
said they go Samoa Joe's mad that Hangman's never beaten him or some bullshit.
yeah. So that's what I
I was
was
like, huh?
confused. Like, because I look over and I responded to something that said in chat. They asked a question, and next thing I know, they're arguing with each other. But supposedly, Hangman hit Samoa Joe in the chest with his title. You know, and that's what kind of set Joe off. He was
That's what it
like,
was.
"You think you're better
Yeah.
than me? You never beat me. Yeah, I'll
That was
beat your
so
ass."
fucking stupid. That
Why?
see, I knew it was like something bumping into him. It was so fucking dumb.
Like,
Like that was the catalyst to their match at Wrestle Dream. You hit me with your title, like you pushed me with your title, whatever. Huh? See, that's
oh,
as stupid as what was it? The shampoo. It was Jericho and Booker had like a feud over a shampoo or some bullshit,
hmm?
something like that back in the day. Yeah, this is almost to that level. Like this made no sense. Oh, you hit me with your title. You pushed off of me with your title. Fuck you. You're not better than me, huh? What? What is this, Tony?
Yeah, and then of course during the match, he was also talking about, hey, you took my tag when Powerhouse tried tagging me in, you know,
But why does that matter all of a sudden to Joe now? He's been in a trios for months.
Oh,
I'm sure that's happened prior to this.
unless Shibata's actually like injured, can't come back for a while, they're gonna drop the trios titles, and that's why we're seeing the separate music, um, and them kind of having some tension between him and Joe, Powerhouse and Joe.
I'm
That's
gonna laugh if they have Hook fill in for him when they drop the titles. I'm gonna fucking laugh because they did this whole thing with Hook. Oh, well, they also said during it, but he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do my own thing." Then of course at the end of the promo, or am I gonna get some, or whatever the fuck he said, basically gonna get help. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? What was the whole point of that promo then? If you're gonna say you might not do this alone?"
yeah.
And then of course they helped Eddie Kingston the next week, but like. Oh my god, dude! There's just some little things sometimes, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? And obviously, they're gonna have to change plans due to injury, but I'm still gonna fucking laugh if it's Hook. Um, yeah, I don't like the start to this. Obviously, the match is gonna fuck at Wrestle. I'm not even gonna be able to watch Wrestle Dream. I'm gonna be at a wedding, so I missed that one. But yeah, no, I'm sure it's gonna be good. I just didn't like how they started that shit. It was
And
stupid.
it just didn't make sense. And then he was just like the security couldn't hold him back, and there was nothing that really happened that really set it off, other than like you said, the title,
Oh, that's right. They had security come out and everything.
and then Joe swung on him, and I was like, "Yep, here we go."
The only thing I remember from the security part was one dude. He had dreads, but his hair was like only the back of his head. So like he was like shaved head, shaved head, shaved head, dreads.
Yeah,
It was the weirdest fucking haircut, and that's all I was focused on. I'm not even kidding. Like I totally forgot the security part until you brought it up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, dread dude."
yeah. I'd actually
That's
seen
all I
a,
took away from that.
I'd seen something about that. I just didn't know what it was
All
at.
I was focused on, bro, was his hair. Because well, my cousin was like, "Dude, what kind of hairstyle is that?" I was like, "Where?" He's like, "Trust me, you'll know when you see it." And I saw it. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Well, I did not expect that. Like, I thought it was just gonna be some like fucked up haircut, and that was fucked up. But I was like, I didn't expect that. That's all I focused on at that point. Sorry, it's just funny. So eventually they did agree to a match. We had a Hangman Page promo backstage later on where he accepted the match. Um, I don't know if that was right after this or what, but looks because all I see is that we go right into Tony and Ty. What do you have on your end? Am I correct there?
Um, so after that, yeah, so it went Tony. No, there was the Mercedes Monet promo.
Okay, that's what I didn't have on here. Okay, so Mercedes, she was cutting a promo. She got asked about the tag title. Oh, and also says she's gonna be defending her TBS title next week at the homecoming episode on Tuesday.
Little
To a
Tuesday.
local Florida person.
Yes.
I have a theory about this.
So who's your theory?
So obviously local to Florida, or however she worded it. So that to me means someone that like not just lives in Florida, because obviously a lot of wrestlers do because of
Hmm?
the PC and just that's just kind of like a wrestling hotbed. Um, but I think okay, so what is it? The 7th, right? Is what next Tuesday is? Title Tuesday,
Yes.
October 7th. That is, I believe, 10 years to the day of her versus Bailey Iron Woman match.
Hmm? It is.
That's the match where she went up to Izzy Moreno, who was in the crowd as a young child, and she took the bow or whatever it was from her hair, and Izzy literally was crying, and it was like a really like awesome looking spot like on camera because like she's like the Bailey fan she was known as at the time, and she's now a wrestler who is from Florida.
That is true, yeah.
I think that we get Izzy Moreno versus Mercedes Moné next Tuesday.
That or
A little conspiracy theorist, a little tinfoil hat, but I feel like that makes so much sense.
it does.
But I don't know if they'll actually do that. That's just what I think.
It's possible. I just looked it up. Yeah, I mean, she is now wrestling.
Unless there's anyone that's signed to AEW ROH that's Florida native that I can't think of off the top of my head.
I don't think Camille is.
I have no clue. I even
Um,
forgot that she's under contract, honestly.
she was doing that movie with Willow. That's why we ain't seen it.
Well, no, it wasn't a movie, but yeah, she was
Yeah,
doing
yeah, the TV show.
it was American Gladiator, yeah.
Um,
Well, she even before that she was out. We don't know why.
we also got Britt Baker. who is from Florida.
She's from Pittsburgh.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, she is from Pittsburgh. I think she's relocated.
But the way I
Way
understood
she
it, and I
said
could
it,
be wrong,
yeah.
was that it's a Florida native, like it could be just someone that lives in Florida that's a wrestler, which I think it defeats the purpose of what the fuck they said, but I truly think it's gonna be, like, someone that was born and raised in Florida. Like, it could even be a fucking legend, I don't know who, but, like, I'm gonna go with Izzy Moreno, that's my pick for sure.
It does sound better that route than what I was thinking with Camille or Baker.
I mean, those could be good too. God, I would not want it to be Britt, but,
But Camille could end the
let her go
run.
to NXT, let her go. The divisions passed her by. Let
Oh,
her learn
I
that style.
agree.
She'll
Yeah.
fit that she'll fit that style more than what the current AEW women's division is.
Oh yeah. I mean, she would have fit in if they would have done blood and guts back then, for sure. But not.
Not just that, just in ring. She's good on the mic. It's just and she's entertaining in that aspect. And she's not bad in the ring. I just feel like the women's division has completely passed her by. Like it's time for her to like if she does stay in AEW and come back, I just hope it's whatever it is good. I don't know. I really got thrown off by her last stuff with Mercedes and then like how they tried to start that thing with Dee and she was like, nobody cares. I was like, you're right, I don't. I don't care. I don't care about what you're doing right now. You're 100% right. You're 100% right, Britt. And then her backstage issues, she's had a lot of them. I just let her go. Just let her go. Um, she'll benefit in NXT, I think, anyways.
So
She
yeah,
needs it.
I just looked it up. I know October 7th, 2015, NXT Takeover Respect. That's
Mhm.
when Izzy Monroe got that big
Around
attraction with Bailey and Sasha Banks.
mixing her up with Blake.
Yeah. But yeah.
uh, yeah, so that's my prediction. But yeah, so that whole segment, and eventually afterwards, we saw Harley Cameron come in, and she had the mini Monet. And
Oh,
she because after Mercedes said about, defending next week that she was asked about the tag title, she said, "Who should be my partner?" And that's when Harley came up with the mini Monet. And she's like it
Monet.
was funny though. Mercedes goes, she's like basically, she talks to her, it's a puppet, and then she's like, "Every time we've teamed, you lose." And then so she's like, "So the answer is nar," and she did it with the Australian way, and I cracked up because obviously my fiance is Australian, so that made me pop.
I didn't realize that's how she done it until you said it. But yeah, she did
Yeah, she
say it
goes,
that way.
"Nar." Like, I wish Sarah was here to see that, damn it, because she was at work. But, yeah, that popped me. So after that, we did jump into Tony Storm versus Ty Mello. So Ty Mello had initially we had just Timeless Tony Storm returns to Hollywood, Florida, which was kind of funny in itself. And then so then they had Ty challenge her right before the show went live on social media, cut a video promo. And this was a fucking good match.
Yeah.
Ty is so underrated. This is probably my favorite Ty Mello match in AEW, singles match. She's had the street fight tag match and shit that was great too, but like singles match, this was fantastic. Um, of course, this led to eventually Tony wanting to get her title back. She cut a promo, I believe, after the match, if I'm
Mm,
not mistaken.
she did.
Um, and classic Tony promo, but she was obviously like not as like upbeat and doing all the sexual references and all that shit. Just talked about getting the title back. So she challenged, but said that they never faced one on one. So she wanted to prove one on one. If Stat can prove one on one, that she could beat her. So we get that at Wrestle Dream. Stat accepted eventually backstage before her match. Because of course she was in an intergender tag match later that night. Um, but really fucking good match. What do you think about this one? What do you have to say about it?
Uh, Ty Mello, she got hurt and was out for a very long. And she had the kid, of course, with Gabar. I think she got hurt. Maybe it was just
No,
they had
she
the
didn't get hurt. She was just gone because of the baby.
okay. So I guess I
Because
had
they
for
announced it at a pay-per-view with, like, those cards that Sammy used to do
that's
that she
right.
used to stream at.
Yes. So
Yeah, no,
I
she was just
guess
out a long time to take care of her baby.
I just forgot how talented she was in the ring. And so she's been in a lot of tag team matches with Anna Jay, I think, and that's been to get her kind of used to being back in the ring more than what she was just training. But this match was fantastic. Um, Mello most definitely, in my opinion, shown that she can hold her own.
Oh yeah, this was my favorite Ty Mello match for sure. Afterwards, so that Toni got that promo, I also forgot that the crowd was wetting her.
Yep.
I hate Hollywood Florida.
I I think they're turning their back on Toni. Because forever
I
she's
don't.
been
I think Hollywood Florida is a shitty crowd because they weren't that good last night. Besides that segment, they weren't the best crowd.
and then with the promo, she also went to do the timeless part, but stopped.
Yeah, and that's just like dropped the mic and all like looked all sad. But yeah, no, fuck Hollywood Florida crowd. At least the crowd that was there last night, keep that shit in the Fed, so I can make fun of it there too because I hate when they do it there too most of the time. After that, we had a Sammy Guevara promo, and Rick, my cousin, was pointing this out to me. He was talking in a Spanish accent, and he's never done that before. And obviously, he's part of LFI, but it was like weird because he's never talked like that.
Cousin.
So he was like talking about Eddie Kingston, delivering a warning to him. Eddie, of course, takes on Jurassic on Saturday on Collision. So that's what this promo was kind of directed towards. Um, Did you notice that he was doing this weird Spanish type of accent
I
at like the start of
didn't.
this promo?
I
Because then
didn't,
he
but he
dropped it
didn't.
like this at the end of it, and we noticed it. It was really weird. Like I get it, he's a Spanish guy, so like I'm not like saying he shouldn't be doing it. It's just he's never done it before, so it was weird.
I mean, might be something new with LFI, but yet again, if he dropped it, he's got to learn to be able
Well,
to.
it was just like it was almost like he wanted to use it for specific words, but he just kept it up the whole first like good portion of that promo. Like I forgot exactly what he was saying, but he was like, I don't want to butcher this because I'm bad at accents. But like he was like not like I almost wanted to say like he was trying to like be like he was like representing a set almost. Like kind of like that. Like he was just like oh I'm part of Alpha, so I'm gonna talk like this now, eh? Like almost it wasn't even like that. Like that's what I'm saying. I know I'm gonna butcher, but it was like it was so noticeable, and then he dropped it in the back half. It was weird. It was just like when he said specific words, you could really notice it. Like the Spanish guy, like he was dude, it was weird. It was fucking weird. I
I'll
didn't
have
like
to
it.
go back and listen. I
Fine
did not
promo. I
notice it.
just he was clearly using like a Spanish accent for a little bit of it, and I just was weird. Didn't fit.
Yeah, and then of course I remember Eddie telling he fights Jalisco, right? Told
Yeah,
Jalisco don't let Sammy talk for him because it's gonna be Eddie's
just
beating
because never
in.
talks.
Yeah,
I've never heard him talk.
and then
It was an okay little promo.
what has
What?
Beast Mordos been? Now we're talking about LFI. Where has he been at?
I don't know. I know he's been doing stuff in CMLL. I don't know where he's been on AEW.
Only I felt like he had a ton of potential. He was, in that uh, finals match to be in the triple threat at All Out, wasn't he? And then
Yeah.
before that, he had disappeared too. I was gone again. I know it's only been like 2 weeks, but still, I feel like they were going to push him for a while.
Um. Yeah, I don't know what he's been up to. I mean, shit, maybe we'll see him soon. So we had a match after that with Gates of Agony and the Swirl, which is I almost said Moriarty, Lee Johnson and Blake Christian versus Bishop Khan and Toa Leona. This was a fine match, nothing too crazy. I will say GOA have grown on me like more under the faction with Ricochet than they have in any other thing they've done.
Yeah, I knew Gates of Agony had what they needed to be a tag team champion by themselves, but I feel like for some reason they needed a manager to kind of push them, and for some reason Ricochet fits it. He's a
Well,
he,
they've been with Swerve and Nana when they were the
mhm.
fucking like what was that faction? It was like Brian Cage, Swerve, Nana, whatever the fuck it was. It was when it went from Tully Blanchard to Nana. So they were part of that, and then they were part of something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. I feel like,
I know what you're talking
uh, yeah, and then so like it's taken them a bit, and I'm just glad. Like I've never like clicked with them, and I never thought they were bad. I just never clicked with them. Like they never felt like they were doing anything of importance that made me want to watch them. But this stuff with Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate so far has actually been really interesting. And the match that they had with or the match that what was his name? Toa had with Bobby, really fucking good. They made Toa look really good in that match. So I've been really interested in them lately. So this match was okay, nothing too crazy, nothing like stood out too much in it. But afterwards, Hurt Syndicate came out, um, saying that he failed Bobby and Shelton, and he doesn't think that he can keep up with the younger generation in the ring anymore. That doesn't mean that he couldn't in a fight. So they're gonna be doing I believe it's at next Tuesday,
Next
or Title
Tuesday.
Tuesday. They're gonna be doing a street fight.
I think this is the one that Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, they definitely have to win because they lost at the last pay per view at All Out. So
They don't win. Does Bobby and Shelton break away from MVP? Lost it for him last time. Loses
I
it
don't think they
again.
break away. I think they just try to find someone that could go in the ring with them, and he'll just end up being the mouthpiece and won't compete unless he needs to, which is kind of what he already is now. But I think they'll be like, well, we need a third to take on GOA and Ricochet, and they'll maybe bring in someone. I don't know. There has been rumors via the dirt sheets like the last I don't know a few weeks that there were talks backstage about adding a new member, a younger member, and going the route of MVPs can't hold it together in the ring with them anymore or some shit. And it's kind of starting to play out. So
A lot of people wanted Cedric to come up.
yeah, they did confirm that he signed with TNA. So Cedric is not available to join anymore. I mean, who would you want to join and be a third member for her syndicate?
I, right off, I don't.
Wardlow. I think I said last time we did this. Wardlow would have been my pick.
Wardlow would work. Other than that, I
Unless you
really
want to go
don't
with
know.
someone that's speedy, you could get someone like
People
Kevin Knight,
would have the turn. It's speedball.
Speedball. I'm fine with that.
Have FTR beat him down. Out speedball. That feud
I don't know.
run.
I was just thinking in the and like who would equal Ricochet in his style. I think Kevin Knight could do that.
Kevin not easily.
But I don't know. I mean, you have a pretty good sized roster in AEW, so I mean, you could even maybe I don't know. I want to say maybe Blake Christian and the Swirl come in, him and Lee Johnson, but
Have more accuracy.
or he Moriarty. He's part of
Yeah,
Shane Taylor Promotions right
yeah.
now
He
too, so he'd have to leave them.
he could
Fuck it,
easily
bring
do
in
it.
Shane Taylor. Fuck it. I love Shane Taylor. I want to see him part of that.
You could
Get
have
Big Boy up in that bitch.
anyone from their group do it too.
Or just bring in the infantry. Have a new tag team in that group.
That would
I
work.
don't know. I don't know. I think it is leading to a new member though. We'll see what happens next Tuesday though with the street fight first. See where that goes to. Um. Oh yeah, after the before the person that came out, Ricochet did go in the ring and he ate a spirit gun. Oh no, he sent Christian in there to eat the spirit gun. I'm sorry. Was there a segment after that? Because I'm not seeing one after the Hurt Syndicate came out.
Yeah, that's where Chris Statlander accepted the Tony Storm challenge.
That's
Then
right.
we seen Harley Cameron show back up, but she still had the
The main
puppet
way.
on. Yeah,
Yeah, she just like did the singing thing to hype up Stat basically.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Uh
so then we went into the main event, which was the mixed tag match,
yeah.
Darby and Statty versus the Death Riders, Marina and Wheeler. And not a bad main event. This was really good. And obviously we went 2.5 hours on this Dynamite. It didn't feel that way though. Um, I mean it was only like 20 minutes longer than they normally go because they usually run an overrun anyways. Um, but it was crazy. I mean, we had fucking stacks of chairs, we had table, like we had everything. We had every weapon you could basically think of here. We had
Yes.
fucking tax. The tax spot is oh my god, probably my least favorite tax spot I've ever seen.
God almighty. I even like I didn't comment on, Shafir fighting wrestling without shoes because she does MMA.
Yeah,
that's how she does it in Ring of Honor too. But when the tax came out, I was not expecting her to be slammed down on her bare feet.
dude,
Tax.
that was I couldn't stop cringing. Like I was like screaming, cringing. Like it was. I've never been more uncomfortable because like that you have less. I feel like meat in between your outer skin and your bones of your feet. I feel like.
I'm telling you right now, I've stepped
And
on
your back.
Legos and like Legos feel bad. I could only imagine. Others
I've
tag.
stepped on a tack. I don't think it was, like, fully embedded, like, it was, like, where it was, like, poked in, but I was able to pull it out pretty quickly, but, like, I've never had a tack where it was, like, fully all the way in my bottom of my foot.
Yeah.
And she could I feel like she could have skated with how many tacks were in her feet
Mhm.
last night.
Yeah, and if you
There was
notice
one when they showed her, like, they showed her, like, holding her leg or her feet or whatever, she's, like, on her ass. They zoomed in, and there was one, like, at the tip of one of her toes. I was so cringing so bad. A, I hate feet, so they just make me cringe in general. B, the fact that there was a fucking tack in, like, the tip of her toe.
way,
Brother,
ain't no way.
brother, bro. I
Nah,
could not get over that spot. It was disgusting.
horrible.
It
Like,
was
hats
like,
off.
I've been to GCW, I've seen a guy scream and blood squirt out of the top of his head live. This was grosser than that to me.
Eh,
I don't know why, it just is. It just creeped me out more.
I don't know how she was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah. I don't know if she walked to the back or got carried to the back, but I'd give her props if she walked to the back after that,
Well,
because she
after
had at least 20 in each foot, it seemed like.
I don't think she took another spot after that.
Nope, she was done. That was it. That was literally the ending sequence was, uh, they had the chairs in the ring. I think Wheeler got put on the chairs, and then I think they did that. Well, actually, no, I think didn't didn't Stat hit her finish on Wheeler or use Wheeler's finish on himself or something?
Oh,
She had something on
no.
Wheeler on the chairs, and then I think that's what ended it though. But yeah, so that was basically the last sequence.
Yeah,
But it was
so
fucking insane.
so Chris turns and put Yuta onto the chairs. That's when Marina Shafir got slammed on the tacks, and then
Hmm.
Yuta threw the powder in Shafir's eyes because
That's
Statlander.
right. Stat ducked and it went in Shapir's, and then she went to the outside, and we didn't see her for the rest of the
Oh,
match. Yeah, that's right. So then after that, we saw Tony Storm come out, and her and Statlander brawled to the back or whatever they did. They brawled. I don't know
yeah.
where they went, but they disappeared. Um, and that led to the Death Riders coming out. And well, first Pac attacked Darby. He attacked Darby, and then that led to the rest of the Death Riders coming out. And during the match, Darby was whipping Wheeler with his belt, so his belt was off his shorts. So Pac eventually had picked up the belt after he knocked down Darby, put it around his throat. Death Riders come out. Moxley cuts a promo while fucking Darby's being choked with his own belt. I'm like, this is murder.
Yeah.
And my cousin's over here like, damn, Darby's into some kinky shit. I'm like, get the fuck up. He's about to kill his
Jeez.
ass. And then he's like, no, he's okay. He has a safe word. I was like, shut the
Jesus.
fuck up. And yeah, so then so they choke him out to end the show basically. Yeah, very good Dynamite. Fucking phenomenal show. I mean, we just talked about it for the whole first hour. That's how good it was.
Yeah, I mean, don't think like you said, the only thing that didn't make sense was the damn Samoa Joe part, and then of course,
Stop attacking my
the
Kenny,
Kenny,
asshole.
yeah. But other than that, the show was great.
Fucking stop making Kenny look dumb. He's not dumb. Make him look dumb. Or he gets beat down. He's never ready.
So, just a fan theory here that I've seen as I was looking at some of my notes that popped up. How would you feel about AEW All In London next year? Takeshita versus Andrade for the unified title.
I mean, in my perfect world, I would want Okada Takeshita at All In next year because I feel like that's the bigger match.
Yeah, but Okada, I feel like Okada's gonna cause it to
At All In, yes.
yes.
I'll wait till
It
July
makes
of next year.
sense. It would make sense that way, but that's just some fan stuff I'd seen. I was pulling up.
I think because what? It's sometime here in the next few weeks that Takeshita faces for that WGP title from his G1 win.
Supposed to
So
be.
he'll be facing that soon. I think he wins. I think he beats Zach because he beat Zach in the G1. So I think he beats Zach, wins that, and then I think we'll get IWGP champion versus Unified champion. Maybe even before All In. Maybe at Revolution in March or something. Or even maybe at the end of the year at World End. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. So No Mercy. We were kind of talking about this before we went live and did the podcast, but No Mercy was this weekend. We had a very interesting show. It was not the worst show, but I also didn't think it was the best show. The beginning match was my favorite. Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs. I thought they fucking killed it. Josh Briggs is very underrated. I think he's character wise, he's finally finding his niche or like finding his spot. Because in the ring, we've known he could go. He had great matches last year and this year. Um, so I feel like they're really finally finding a good spot for him character wise in the main on NXT.
They are. I really think in about 6 months, maybe a year, if even that long, he's gonna be a champion. I can now easily see him being the NXT uh champion, taking it from Rick.
Maybe, possibly. I mean, we'll see. I don't know about NXT champion. We'll see. They are finding a good. He's finding like good mic work and character work. I feel like so.
Oh, you can most
Hopefully it
definitely tell.
stays consistent. But that was the match of the night, in my opinion. I mean, the weaponized steel cage was good, but like when it comes to straight wrestling, that was a fucking phenomenal match between Javon and Josh Briggs. That was easily my match of the night for sure when it came to everything.
Yeah,
But
and Javon, he's the high flyer, but Briggs for a big man, he can do it too. So I think that's why this match went so well together.
yeah, definitely. It was good as clash of styles, powerhouse versus the high flyer. Um, but he definitely needed that win, Javon Evans. So I'm glad he got the win, especially because he lost to Sammy the night prior. He lost to Obafemi for the title like a month prior to that. So he definitely needed like a big win like that. So good win for him. Crazy match. Hit some crazy spots. Springboarding to the outside like always. Hitting crazy fucking like more than halfway across the ring frog splashes. Javon's just insane.
Hmm?
Um so I don't know. Anything else to add to that match?
Um, the only thing is, don't know what we do with Briggs now. Feel like Briggs is at that point again, kind of like when Fallon and Brooke Jensen left. But they didn't
Mhm.
leave, but that group broke
They
apart.
separated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know where they're going with Briggs. I feel like he's kind of getting lost in the wash right now. Everyone that's the only downside for me. And then like you said, the frog splash was I think it was like it was 60% of the ring. He was over half of the ring. Like Javon Evans continues to
Yeah.
notice his.
Yeah, he's insane. Um So I don't think do we have any like backstage? I know we had the Ava segment, but I think that was halfway into the show.
Um, we
I don't think
had
we had anything in between here, did we?
yeah, we had the Lainey Reed backstage moment. She was talking about how she hurt her leg during training and
Oh
was
yeah,
not
that's
able
right.
to compete.
Yeah. So they like and there was actually a photo she posted on social media of her leg like super swollen, like her
Yeah,
ankle.
it
It was pretty
looks
bad
pretty
actually.
bad. Yeah.
So she was supposed to face Soul. She won the speed tournament they did to face her, but because of her ankle injury, it was an open challenge, essentially, I guess. They didn't give us an appoint who it was until the match started. Turned out to be Jada Parker. I'm still not a fan of the speed format. Like the matches can be fun. Like it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't memorable either. Like the only one time, and I think I've already said this on the podcast, the only time I've ever like thought a speed match was good, and it was one of the few that I watched, was Inamura versus Ivar. Like that was a Haas fight in 3 minutes. It was incredible. They were just tossing each other around, and they're big guys, so it was great. This was fun. It wasn't bad, but like just nothing memorable happened besides the ending, I guess, or
Um.
after.
Now I feel like Jada Parker and Soluka both have the ability to be on the master. That's why I feel like them being in this 5 minutes did not do it. It was a great match.
It was
Both
okay.
had
I
a
wouldn't say great.
great spots, but it just like you said, do not like the speed. The only so you said Ivar and Inamore. That was a good speed match, but I think
One of my
Ricochet,
favorites. It was great.
Ricochet and Andrade was a good
Never
Ricochet.
saw it, so I can't speak on it.
It was a because it was for the title, so it was the 5 minute format.
Yeah. You see, the one I liked was the 3, and it was fucking great. It was Inmar and Ivar fucking they beat the shit out of each other. It
Like,
was
they
fucking
just threw
incredible.
each other everywhere.
Yeah, and they just fucking just meat. It was big meaty men slapping meat, as
Yeah.
Biggie would say.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. But yeah, this match didn't do shit for me. Like it didn't like I Sol Ruka's reign as women's North American champion has been utterly forgettable, and it's unfortunate that I get why they're focusing on this B title. They want to make it. They're making them part of NXT. Yada yada yada. I get it. I totally understand they want to make that title feel like it has a meaning after doing that tournament on NXT and then having it at a PLE. Totally get why that happened. Wish the North American title felt like it got love. I feel like any title defense she's had for that North American title has been put together very last second.
It has, and it's kinda got pushed to the back burner with this speed title. But like you said, they're trying to make it a point. But with that case, we do have a men's speed title as well. They haven't
Yeah, El
reintroduced
Grande
it.
Americano, but he's been busy on doing his Dom stuff in AAA, so
And then we got Zarya, who's a powerhouse, who could easily, and I don't mean easily, but could, have one of the 2 titles. You could drop one off
they should
Soul.
have pulled the trigger on because they've been teasing for a while now that they're not on the same page all the time. They're having issues here and there. Um, I thought last night or on Saturday should have been the night that they pulled the trigger on Zarya being the opponent and taking the speed title off her. So I was saying before the match, I was like, it better be Zarya because they've been teasing it for a while, and I just feel like I know that the match changed based off injury. I'm still not sure if this Laney Reed injury is legit or if that was like an old injury that she posted. You know what I mean? Because we'll talk about that later. Why? But I I think that's the route they should have went if this was the plan to begin with. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Oh,
But yeah, that speed match was forgettable. Weaponized Steel Cage, damn fucking fun match. If you've ever seen Blake Monroe in any type of hardcore style of match outside of WWE, you know she fucking kills it. And this was another one of those. She fucking killed it. Her and Jordan have really good chemistry in the ring. Um, they beat the shit out of each other. The funny part to me in this was they had at the beginning there was like a table leaned against the cage and it was like on the hard camera side, so the people front row were blocked, or like the first few rows on the ground. And this is a small arena. They weren't in like a crazy big arena. This was like maybe 4,000 tops. I'd say it fit, maybe less. The crowd couldn't see right there where that table was. So for like the first few minutes of the match, here and there was some chance of we can't like move the table or like we can't see or stuff like that. And eventually the ref goes over there. I'm assuming they told him in his earpiece move that table. So he just pushes it down where it's laying flat, and the whole crowd pops.
yeah.
I don't know why I remember that, but it cracked me up because I was like sitting here like, yeah, lower the table, like fuck this table. I thought that was funny. I was like, then they're just gonna set it up in the corner or something and be in people's way again. They ended up not, but I thought that would have been funny. They just put it back in the corner, like that's gonna block them again.
That's gonna block,
But
yeah, another section.
that was funny to me. Just the first few minutes of the match that was happening. But at the end of the day, this match was fucking crazy. They also Blake grabbed like a bag, like a little velvet bag, and usually when they do that, it's like tacks or glass or something
Yes.
crazy. This was crazy, but it was funny. It was like diamonds, like fake diamonds, like in
Mhm.
the shape of like diamonds and shit. And obviously, whatever fucking material that was, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna fucking
Yes,
hurt. It has
absolutely.
edges, it's fucking rigid. It's gonna hurt. They fucking whiffed this spot. So Jordan, I don't remember if it was like a power bomb or what the fuck she did to her on them, but the majority of the diamonds were like to their right, and so she just like fell on like the 10 that were like in that area
Mhm.
and the mat, and I was like, oh, just fucking like she missed it by like 5 inches. There was 5 inches to her right, and then she probably couldn't see. I think it was like a power bomb. She couldn't see.
Yeah,
Blake was like covering her vision really. But I was like, oof, they got all those diamonds for only like 10 of them to be in effect because she totally missed the fucking diamonds.
and then I think they got the finish they would utilize as well, majority.
Yeah, I think she landed on some of them as well. They were obviously they're spread out, but like the
Yeah,
majority of them, I felt like they missed them both times.
yeah. They did,
But
but
damn good match.
it was, um my part of this match that I really wasn't expecting it, but, with Blake Monroe's past, she's done a lot of crazy stuff with Toni, AEW, so her using a hairdryer to
Oh,
tie
that's right.
Jordan Gray's son.
She had, like, curling iron she had, like, all that, like, a bag that
Yeah,
carried all that, that's right.
and that's where she got the damn scissors at,
Mhm.
and then
Oh, that's right.
cut all the back part of Jordan's hair.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'm assuming that what she cut was extensions because Jordan doesn't like, when you normally see her, she doesn't have, like, super long hair all the time.
No, she
So I
doesn't.
think her hair is not really long. Like, it's long, but it's not like what we saw with all that curls. So I think the majority of that was probably extensions, but still a cool spot, still a cool thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, it still gave Blake that, crazy side of wrestling that she used to do it, but without, like, I guess, big cuts and
It was weird seeing a Blake Monroe or Mariah May match, hardcore match,
stuff.
that was void of blood. I mean, obviously, I only know her from AEW. I didn't watch her in Stardom. I really
Didn't
only knew
either?
about her before she showed up in AEW. So I couldn't speak on her matches and any type of hardcore matches she did in Stardom, but anything that was crazy hardcore in AEW, if it wasn't her bleeding, someone was bleeding. And the fact that Jordan was all whited kind of gave me a slight hope that they
Mm,
were gonna have someone bleed,
yeah.
but no. And I just hate that. I hate that you have this steel cage surrounded in weapons that any little bit of it cut you slightly. And no blood. But it was still a good match. It was just weird at the end seeing like no blood. And I was like, damn, they threw everything at each other and they're just bruised.
And so another like you talked about with the table that got you that kinda cracked you up, mine
That did make me
was,
laugh.
the trash cans. So she had her stuck in the tree of woe, puts a trash can on her, delivers a drop kick from the top, and then when the
Hmm.
trash can hits, Jordan just slides down and disappears into the trash can a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, I was
I said, "That's
impressed by
good."
that spot. I was impressed by that spot because at first, obviously it's like an aluminum can, but like
Yeah.
she couldn't see probably well. Like she
Mm-mm.
had to probably be looking through to be kind of watching when she's gonna jump because she's just kind of like laying in that tree well. Like uh, I was like, how is she gonna do this without fully stomping on her head? But Jordan, as soon as Mariah leaps, fucking sits up and is perfectly 90 degrees and gets
Mhm.
stomped on. I was like, oh my god, that was so impressive that they timed that so well because it took them like 2-3 seconds before she jumped off.
Yeah.
You could tell they were kinda, like, setting it up, and Jordan was just fully all the way down, and so the can was down, and then as soon as she jumped, boom, she was up. I was like, "Oh my god.
It was perfect,
Holy
but
shit!" Because I was worried she was gonna stomp on her head in that shit. I was like, "She's gonna stomp on her head if she's staying like that." And then as soon as Mariah jumped or Blake jumped, boom. I was like, "Oh my god, that was cool."
but then she just, like, purposely like, perfectly, like, disappeared into the trash can. I thought that was funny because it gave into the stomp.
Oh, that's right, and they used powder in this too.
Yeah, but
She tried
yeah,
to Blake threw the powder in Grace's eyes, but she delivered the air raid crash still. Didn't even matter.
she fought through it, by God.
But a really good match. Even though this was really fun, I still have Javon and Briggs over this match.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, trying to see, that was the second match we talked about. So no, that was the third. So after that, we got the Ava announcement for, she was kind of responding to what happened on the Tuesday prior with the invasion of TNA during the title match. So she announced that they were doing Invasion, which has now been changed to Showdown based off of, I guess, I don't know if it was last year or 2023, but the whole Hamas Israel thing. And I guess it was the same date. And so it was kind of like, ooh, you can't use that word on that date. So they changed it to Showdown. They did that on Tuesday. But that's what she announced was the whole Survivor Series style match. It's going to be men's and women's 4v4 Survivor Series style. And they did announce the teams. We'll talk about that on the NXT Talk About, like the actual show. So that's what happened there. Um, I don't think there was really anything else involved in that segment besides that.
No, so, just a 4v4, the tag team title match, which hit like you said, we'll talk about
Oh,
that
that's
on
right. She
NXT.
also announced the Hardys. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Hardys
Hardy
and
versus
Dark
Dark
State.
State. I don't know how that's gonna go with Bound for Glory coming up, but,
I do.
um, which
Hardys are going to
then
be double champs.
think so?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind the Hardys are gonna win the NXT Tag Titles next Tuesday.
That'll push them back to WWE about the team.
I
It's
don't know. I don't know, I mean, it's title for title, so I don't think Dark State should I don't know. I think TNA needs something out of this. They've already lost the women's knockout title twice to two NXT people, and now of course Strick still has the TNA title. I think it's time that they get at least something, and that's the Hardys getting the NXT titles.
Yeah.
So after all that was announced, we went straight into the North American title match. Nothing too crazy happened in this match. I really feel like I wasn't focused into it much. Like I couldn't really tell you much from it.
No. That's the Tavion and Ethan. Yeah, honestly, Tavion put on a good fight. We know he's
It wasn't
talented.
bad. It just
Wasn't,
wasn't
but
like I nothing for me. I just wasn't invested personally. Like I don't want to say like it didn't click with me. I guess it didn't, but like I just wasn't invested. Like I just didn't get invested in this match.
I mean, Ethan showed why he's the champ though. Like he used his, I guess, veteran wrestling strategy. Which, Tavion came in there high energy, and he's a school wrestler. We know that from his background. He done Greco,
Amateur, yeah.
yeah, wrestling. So Ethan Page just wore him out, I guess technically, which surprised me. That's how he
Yeah.
initially won. You know,
Yeah, he won with a twist of fate.
he calls it the twisted good.
Which is cool because back in AEW he was like with the Hardys. It was like a whole thing. So it's kind of cool like that he still uses that move based off that story from AEW. After the match, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., the AAA Latin American champion, which we've seen him. Of course, he was in the Fatal 4-Way at the latest Worlds Collide show last month, or whenever that was. I forget. So he did a promo on the screen. Zero pop, unfortunately, even though he's a really good wrestler. The NXT crowd didn't really have anything to say about it. Just basically said that he wants to face, Latin American versus North American. So that's gonna be happening sometime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if that's next Tuesday. Um, oh, they didn't announce it though, so I doubt that. Actually, I didn't really watch NXT, so I can't tell you, but
There was a lot.
I did, but I didn't. But yeah, forgettable match, honestly.
I mean, we're building up, in my opinion. We're building. Um, Tavion, he just has broke away from Edge Crew.
Yeah.
So I would say probably few months he'll most definitely get that North. But I have Miles taking it off Ethan before Tavion does.
Ooh, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I don't think Dr. Wagner. If they do title for title though, that's gonna be interesting. Ethan and Dr. Wagner. Um, so after that, we got the women's title match: Lola Vice versus JC Jane. I totally thought they were crowning Lola. Her family was ringside. I totally thought this was it. They didn't go that route. This was a fun match. JC has grown on me as women's champ. Like in general, I never was a fan of JC. Like even when she was part of or Toxic Attraction, and then of course Fatal Influence, I didn't even really care about at all. Uh, and then she became champion, and I was like, man, really? Not really invested in her. And then I'm fucking starting to grow. Like I've always liked her on the mic. I always thought she was like good on the mic. She could talk. She was interesting in segments. But I never like it was one of those cases where I always said, and then the bell rang. But she's impressed me as champion in the ring. She's had solid matches, and this was a solid match. Um, they had, of course, the spot with like Lola's family, like they were like really cheering her on, and like I think JC got in their one of their faces at one point or something.
Yeah, she did. Kind of just to build up the
Um,
hype of it.
yeah, so it was really good back and forth. It was just really back and forth this match. Like there would be, I think most matches are, but like this one really was one of those good ones where they were both hitting their spots really good. Lola eventually finally turned around towards the end with the kicks. Um, you could tell they were getting close to the end because they were kind of doing some false finishes, and then Lola gets yeeted to the outside. I forget exactly how. While she's outside, someone who's masked comes up, and what happened to my camera?
Oh, boss man. There it is.
And then someone who was masked, like basically a fucking bloodline person, if you will. There's like everything black. You couldn't see
Yeah.
who they were. Hood up, everything. The full Kenny fucking from South Park couldn't see their face. Um, they fully, I forget what they hit on Lola, but they take her out. And eventually JC gets to retain because of that person. And we find out who that person, that is one of the things I did see on Tuesday. So we are going to talk about that now because it was interesting. So they took out Lainey Reed from her speed match because of her ankle injury, they claim. But then she comes out and hits a spot on, and I say it's her because she revealed it was her. She went up to JC and them backstage on Tuesday, and she was like, I forgot what she told them, but they're like, "What, you again?" They're all something, and she's like, "Sometimes you know, even though you guys blah blah blah, I'm still whatever." She said. She basically said,
Yeah.
"I still like you guys." Um, and she had the mask in her hand, and she said, "Sometimes you gotta whatever." Fuck, she's like, "You gotta take care of business," or whatever the fuck she said, and handed like JC the mask, and JC looked at Fallon like, "Oh shit, she's the one who helped us." So they didn't even know.
No,
I thought it was gonna be a case of like they knew and like, ah ha ha, we got Lainey, but it's a case of Lainey wanting to be a part of them and doing it on her own without them telling her to or asking her to.
yeah, I don't see what makes like if her leg was injured, that's cool. I'm fine with that. But why take her out of the speed title match?
Well, I saw Lainey. Did she either it was on social media or it was on the show, one of the two. I don't remember, but she said something about on Tuesday or something that sometimes you got to go against doctor's orders or some shit.
Yeah, she said that Tuesday.
Yeah, so
That running
that's why I was saying earlier. I'm curious if it's a legit injury because they pulled her out of the speed match only for her to get involved in the co-main event. Well, I mean, we didn't know it was her till Tuesday. I mean, we kind of did, but because WWE.com also spoiled it. So on their results page for No Mercy after the PLE on Saturday, they put Lainey Reed attacked Lola Vice, and then they changed it like a minute later, but people caught it before they
Oh
did.
wow. I didn't realize that.
So yeah, so and there was some insiders that had said that they were in the works of having Lainey join the group. So I kind of had an idea beforehand because of that, but yeah, no, WWE spoiled their own shit before they even said it, so it was funny.
I
But
just
yeah, so I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I'm curious because Lainey's rather new to the NXT roster. She's only been there a few months, I feel like. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna keep up with Fatal Influence and just replace Jasmine with Lainey.
I guess so.
See where it goes
Lainey
because they were
shoots
teasing a full breakup for a long time. So
they were. And now
and they can kind of continue that on Tuesday because I'll talk about that more. But they had JC like make Fallon have to try to qualify, and then
mhm,
eventually she apologized because she didn't. But yeah, it was weird. It was weird. They're still kind of teasing it. I feel like.
yeah, I really think it's gonna happen. Um, but I feel like right now they're kind of stuck because we all know you've probably seen the video as well. Jasmine, like, hey, I want to do something different. Like,
Well, they in her eyes they lowballed her, and she
yeah,
didn't accept the money.
she didn't. Yeah, she has, that's her ability to decide what she does. And so now they're like, what do we do?
Yeah. So after that, we went right into the title match between Obafemi and Ricky Saints, and it was a fine match. It was okay, nothing too crazy, but it wasn't like a bad match either. They didn't have any like botches or mistime moments. A lot of people didn't like the ending that I saw though. The ending was rather interesting. So Saints wins, defeats Oba, no help, no cheating, which is fine,
Hmm,
but he didn't win with the Rochambeau.
I don't think
He won with 4 DDTs, the last one specifically being a tornado DDT.
he also hit one on that table. Oh, yes,
That's
he hit.
true.
That kind of started the
The announce
days.
table, yeah.
Yeah, dazed the monster at that point, and got him in back to the. I think he hit for fall from grace. That was that big
That's
power
right. I
bomb.
keep forgetting the fall from grace. I keep forgetting about that, yeah.
Yep. Then he hit the continuous DD,
Which was crazy.
which we seen him winning with a DDT like that on NXT the week prior. He done it on the outside, and then he came back in the ring and did the tornado DDT off the middle rope.
So a lot of people didn't like that ending that I saw. I have a mutual, her name's Miss T, Miss Thickums. She posted a video about how she wasn't a fan of the finish. Fine with Saints winning, just it wasn't fine of that how he won. And I've seen quite a few people kind of echo the same sentiment. Did you think that should have been a different finish?
No, I think if you want to look at it how I did, I don't think the Rochambeau would have beat Oba. You have to knock Oba unconscious. How you do that? Beat
That's fair.
DDTs. Have to make it
You
to
know
where
what? That's
he
fair.
he cannot physically. He's out of it. Dizzy. He
Yeah.
can't. power, enough strength. That's how I looked at it. But yet again, I was
That's very
also
fair.
shocked as hell that Oba didn't kick out.
Yeah, that's I mean, with the way you put it, like, I mean, and it's a DDT. You're ramming your opponent's head into the fucking mat or
Mhm.
wherever, you know? That's your brain. So I guess in kayfabe, when you think of it, like, he's rattling his brain over and over
Mhm.
with DDTs, and one in an epic proportion where he totally spun him around, dazed him, then DDT'd him, you know what I mean? So in kayfabe, I guess when you think of it that way, that does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's why, with LA Knight, he calls it blunt force trauma because it is blunt force trauma
It is.
to the front of your skull.
So you know what? That's a good point. So in kayfabe, he fucking concussed him, I guess,
Yeah, I
you know?
get, and that's why he wasn't there at NXT following week, this past
True.
Tuesday.
You know what? When the way you explain it, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Would I have rather it been like a definitive? I mean, it was definitive, but like a finisher, yeah. But
Yeah,
you know what? The way you explain it makes a lot of sense.
and the one on the table that started the
Yeah, yeah. The fact that he hit the fall from grace too was pretty crazy. But I'm fine with Saints throwing him. I did want it to be Javon initially because the way they've been building Javon up is really good. But I'm also starting to think that he's going to go to the main roster sooner than later since Ricky beat Oba. So I think Oba and Javon both will be heading up to the main roster soon, if I had to guess. Like within the next 6 months. I
Javon
could see
doesn't
Oba
get
like capping off like maybe a rematch with Ricky and then going up or something.
maybe, or Oba shows up and Riyadh for the Royal Rumble.
That could definitely happen too. Yeah, I
Be
could
a
see him showing up at
surprise
the Rumble.
call up.
He'd be number 30. That'd be dope actually.
Oh God, number 30.
Oh.
Could you imagine?
Oh.
And then him
I just don't know
go
if the
on
crowd would react properly.
and beat Cody at WrestleMania because that's who he would challenge.
What if fucking Gunther was a champion again at that time and he
Oh
just
my
wants to go for Gunther?
God, that would be. Can you
Me.
imagine the chops? Because Oba has
I
that
think we see
open
Gunther
hand
soon
slap.
too, so Gunther I think will be back soon. But overall, a solid No Mercy. I didn't think it was like a great PLE, but it wasn't bad. It was just good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a good NXT pay per view premium live
Yeah,
event.
it was fun. It was definitely worth watching. I feel like three out of the 5 matches definitely lived up to what it should have been. I just didn't really care for the speed match or the Tavion Ethan match. Everything else was fine.
I was a grade out of 10.
Oh wait, there's one other match I'm missing, but yeah, point being, everything else was fine. Um, so I guess jumping into Raw, um, I'm gonna talk about the main event segment because I am bored of Roman Reigns returning in the same fashion, like 3 times a year, 4 times a year, whatever it is.
Hmm.
It's always, and in this case, of course, he's gonna come out and help the Usos, which also was weird because I get it. It's a 10 out of tag. They're always getting outnumbered by the Vision, so it's anything goes. No DQ. But it was just felt odd. But then it made more sense at the end after with Jay and Roman. Like he was hyping up Jay because, and Jimmy has said it. He's kind of acting like Roman, Tribal Chief Roman. So I get where the story's going, but I'm just so sick of the same bullshit with Roman. Hey, I'm back for this one-off match, and then I'm gonna go and do something for like 2 months, and then I'll be back again. Like I get he's been doing that since even before this year. It's like it's been a thing since he was fucking his record-breaking reign. It's been going on since he returned in COVID, SummerSlam 2020. He'd be here for a few months, then he'd be gone for a few months. He'd be here for a few months, and he'd be gone. It's the same thing we've been getting for fucking almost 6 years now.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
tired of it. Like, if you go and watch
literally.
my reaction, I was just like, hey, there's Roman. You know what I mean? There we go. All right, there it is.
Yeah,
Tired of it.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way. For me, I mean,
Love Roman.
yeah, I've always
Hate the
liked
way
Roman.
this is always happening.
I still popped when he showed up because I kind of felt like it was gonna happen, but yet again, like I was kind of, I guess, like, damn it, I could have been there because Raleigh's like a couple hour drive. So I was kind of like, damn, he did show back up because I'd seen some stuff that he
Mhm.
might be there. I was like, he ain't gonna be there. He's just got done filming. He's gonna do something
I know.
else.
I was unfortunately spoiled too. I tried my best. Like once it's like 3 hours before any of the shows start, I don't even try. I just like I feel like I'm so enthralled in getting my stream ready at that point, or like doing other things like trying to eat or make me dinner before a stream or whatever. that I'm not really as much on, like, scrolling on anything, Twitter, TikTok, so, like, when I go live, usually people are like, "Hey, did you see this
Yep.
was said or this photo?" I try and I tell my community, and they know, but it still happens. I try to avoid that as best as I can because for me personally, I would always like, "Hey, did you guys see this?" And I'd be the one telling my community or, like, we'd all be seeing it together. I try my best now to avoid a lot of that because 'cause I'm enjoying the shows more without it.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of my lines, I'll tell people when they like, "Hey, Josh, did you see this?" I'm like, "No," because I'd like to watch it instead of reading it before it happens. I try to, and I'm not perfect at it. Like, of course, like I'm subscribed to Fightful Select, so I'll get the alerts, like, for their articles, and if it's something, and a lot of time it's stuff in advance. Like, they don't do a lot of the scoop threads anymore, or at least the Raw ones. They do them here and there still, but like they would for a long time they would be like, "Here's the rundown of Raw," and like it'd be this spoiler match, and then you could read like, "Oh, this is the segment that's unannounced that's happening. This person's gonna be in it." You know what I mean? They don't do that as much anymore. I think Corey Hayes does of Body Slam. I think he does those more than Piper does now, but I try to avoid those now. I'd
Yeah.
rather go into the show knowing the only things that WWE told me now.
Yeah. That's
Just
what I
because
do.
then yeah, like, I'm fine, like, if it's, like, a match thing, like, "Oh, Rhea's gonna have a segment." Like, but if it's something like, "Oh, so and so is returning during this segment to set up this," I'm trying to avoid that completely, you know what I mean? So, I did have people like, "Hey, Rowan was spotted," like, in the parking lot or whatever the fuck it was, and I was like and I kinda figured. I had asked before I even went live on Twitter, did a Twitter poll, "Is Roman returning during the main event?" I knew they were gonna do the Usos versus Vision in the main event. It made perfect sense.
Yeah, like, when the card was billed last week, I was like, "Damn, I don't think Roman's gonna return." Like, it'd be nice to get to see the Usos come out to the old school entrance in Raleigh, but like, "Hey, we'll sit this one out and watch it from the house." And then
I did have a little hope Dom was gonna main event, but as soon as that was the first match or whatever it was, like, after the opening segment, whatever it was basically, like, the second thing to happen. I was like, "Yep, Roman."
and then
Roman.
Cody got no pyros.
Oh, that was funny. That
Yeah,
was funny, yeah, so he came out for his opening segment to start the show, and they had it set up.
yeah,
It was like arena, they couldn't do it. It was behind him, you could see the things that they put behind him to do it, and he did his woe, and then
he
he
looks
paused for a good second, and then he looked back, like, "Alright, okay, let's
yeah,
go."
because with that, I was like, "Oh, shit, if they don't give him it the second time," and they did, and I was like, "Okay, so Roman's coming out, and they're gonna blow the roof off the top of the building with the pyros," and it didn't happen for him either, so
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. But yeah, so that was funny. But yeah, Cody, I believe he started off the no, Rhea started off the show.
Yep.
No, I'm looking at the wrong date. I might be. No, I'm looking at the right day. Uh, yeah. Okay, so Rhea started off the show. Of course, she wanted to revenge for getting misted and becoming a Smurf last Monday. 'Cause that's what she looked like. That photo of her with like the kid and she's all blue and just
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
her teeth are all blue and everything. I love that photo. That's cracking me up. So she's out there wanting to get revenge. Of course, out comes the Kabuki Warriors, or actually Io comes out, and then the Kabuki Warriors are on screen. She's like, Io's like apologizing, but she's like loves Asuka, their family, so she's all torn, and she's like doesn't know what to do. She's basically crying, and then we see the Kabuki Warriors on the screen. Asuka takes credit for Io's success and says that, but I forgive you, yada, yada, yada. So acting like it's Io that made the mistake and all this shit. Um, but then Io walked out on Rhea because she didn't know. That's when she didn't know what to do. She started crying, and so she left the ring. She didn't know what to do. Then, of course, the Kabuki Warriors attack her from behind, and then Io or Kairi's still kind of like she's being hesitant, like she's doing it, but she like looks at Asuka and then does it.
Yeah, she
Um,
doesn't want to she reminds me like she does not want to be being
yeah,
forced.
yeah.
Seen that a lot.
So eventually, Io finally makes the decision to save Rhea, but she gets misted for it, so she becomes a Smurf.
And
and she sells the shit out of it. She's like
yes, yes.
crying, and she's just like just fucking freaking out while they give her the towel, and like it was perfect. It was really good opening segment, honestly.
Yeah. Which, I was surprised they actually build the match what they did for these 2 at the tag team at Crown Jewel. Um,
Mhm.
but I'm just worried that Io might turn on me
God, really? I don't think so. What makes you think that?
because she got handed the picture by Kyrie later on in the show,
Yeah, backstage,
and
yeah, when
she's
she told her
like,
to just apologize or whatever she told
yeah,
her to do.
and it's she still looks at them as family, and Kyrie is kind of the one I feel like could have her still join, or we could see Kyrie join them, either one. But I
That's
really
interesting. I never thought of it that way, but I don't think that happens.
it
But,
probably won't, but it would be a twist that I'd be odd.
yeah, so in that segment you were talking about that happened backstage, before Kyrie even walked up, Rhea was talking to EO, and, they set up the match for, Crown Jewel tag match. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be EO and Rhea versus Kabukis. Um, but yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I mean, maybe they are setting up for either Kyrie to switch on Asuka or EO to join them, but I don't think EO joins them. That just kinda reiterates Damage Control, which they dropped, like, a year ago, so I don't know. I don't know. I like that I'm not 100% sure where this is going, so that's always
yeah.
good to me. Like,
It's
it's keeping me guessing.
I think this is one of the better things going on right now.
100%. So, if there was anything in between this and the Dom Rosa match, I don't have it written down,
There
so
wasn't
I don't
it
know if
went
you do.
straight into it because, of course, I
Okay,
watch it
I was
with
just
the
making
the
sure.
VPN. It was just them getting them out
That's
of the
right.
ring, and then
And then the entrances during the commercial, that's right.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we had Dom versus Rusev for the Intercontinental title. Nothing crazy in this match. It wasn't like bad, but it wasn't like stood out. Dom, the one thing that stood out was Dom didn't have any of the Los Americanos involved, El Grande involved, or the Judgment Day. Judgment Day, I believe they started walking out with him, but then they went to the back
Yeah,
because
he
Dom said that he was going to do it himself.
yep, he told him to go to the back.
So there was no anyone, and Dom did cheat to win. He tried to do the Eddie, or he did do the Eddie. So he did the thing where he got the ref distracted with one belt because he's a double champ. So the ref grabbed that belt. I think it was the Triple A title, and then he still had the IC title or whatever one he still had after the ref was getting rid of the other one, handing the belt to the announcer or whoever he'd given it to. So Dom goes to hit him with it. I think Rusev ducked or something. And then so then he's like, "Fuck," because then the ref's about to turn around. So he just throws the title to Rusev and falls.
Yeah,
And then the ref saw it though. The ref turned around right as he did it. So the ref seen him throw the title and fall. And the ref goes, "I seen you. I seen you. You didn't. He didn't hit you." And so he takes the title from Rusev, and then he gets like into the ref's face, and he's like arguing with the ref or something like that. Eventually, I think what happens is eventually he gets Rusev like almost about to hit the ref. Or no. So he's in the face of the ref, and then Rusev gets him from behind, and then he low blows Rusev while the ref's
yes.
distracted. Okay, I got mixed up. Sorry. And then, of course, it leads to the 619 and then the 123 and frog splash, all that. So he retained by cheating and low blowing Rusev. So that was all that really stood out to me, is that he did it himself. Like, he still cheated, obviously. He had the Eddie Guerrero spot that didn't work, but he cheated and he retained. And do we get a rematch? You don't think so?
Nope, I do not think we do. Um, I'm thinking if not at Crown Jewel, whatever the next ELE is, because Crown Jewels this month might be a Saturday night main event. It is.
Yeah, Saturday Night Main Event's November 1st.
Yep.
So at the end of there's a SmackDown that are like, I think they're both in the same place.
I think
They're doing that whole SmackDown and then Saturday Night Main Event next night type of thing.
I think Saturday night main event we finally get Penta versus Dom.
That's right, because we did have a Penta segment, talking about the IC title and stuff.
And
So
Penta's, talking to him in Spanish, and then because of course, he's I can't remember exactly what he said, but Dom just rolls his eyes at him, and then Dom's like, "I beat this guy like 7 times. I don't understand what's going on here," and just walks off.
Um, so I don't remember if this was after the Raquel Bailey match or before, but there was a video package for Seth and Cody, kind of
That
like going over their history.
that,
Again, I don't remember if it was before the Bailey Raquel match.
that
I
was
think it was
co-main event
the Bailey
because
Raquel match.
that video package. Because after that, we had the
Well, we had a
um,
Seth and Cody promo after that.
did we? Because I thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
later in the show. I don't know.
So the Seth and Cody promo. What I have here is it went. I don't know exactly where that video package happened, but we have Bailey Raquel, and then I have the video package after it. But again, it might have been before that match, and then LA Kofi happens. Of course, there's the Bailey, or the Adam Pearce stuff with the LA Knight and Kofi backstage, too. Before that, and then we get the LA Knight Kofi match, and then after that, it says the backstage Becky stuff with Maxine and all that, and then Seth Cody promo.
Wow. So, yeah, mine's completely different, but yeah, that's because mine's got
I could be wrong, but that's just what mine has.
yeah, I mean,
Because I thought the Seth Cody promo was early, or the Seth Cody vignette was early.
could have been.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it was. I'm
it
pretty sure it was like in the first hour,
everything
and then
flowed
the
well for
Cody
Monday
Seth
Night
promo
Raw.
started the second hour.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so we got that promo. It was really good. It was like a vignette, so I had like interviews talking like with them talking about their history. It wasn't
Mhm.
just like a video package. It was actually like them sitting down, also talking about moments from their history, like the Hell in the Cell with his thing. And Cody said he shouldn't have, he pushed his limits on that one, and like it was really good video package. To hype up the Seth Rollins Cody history. So after that was the Bailey Raquel match, and Bailey before the match goes up to Lyra and wants her to come out with her. Of course, the week prior she shoved Lyra after her win, so Lyra doesn't want to have anything to do with Bailey because she doesn't know how she's gonna act. So Lyra declines. So Bailey comes out and has this match with Raquel, and Raquel wins with the help of um, Roxanne. Forgot her name for a second there. Of course, afterwards she's getting beat down, so Lyra eventually comes out and makes the save. And Bailey is like doing like the ding dong hello Bailey at this point, but she's like doesn't go after Lyra helps her. So they fight off Raquel and Roxanne, and then Bailey like looks at Lyra and is like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like they're hyping her up basically. And Lyra's like, she's like being eccentric essentially still though. She's like being all crazy, and so Lyra just looks at her like, hit me, push me, like what the fuck.
What are we
So
doing? Yeah,
yeah, so they cleared the ring, and I don't know. I think we're going towards Bailey Lyra again, but they're building it up for sure.
we are. And I still like the aspect of the split personality thing. He's doing
Yeah, she definitely is. I like it personally. I think she's doing a good job. It's hard. I feel like it's probably hard to do like a character who's like dealing with some type of like mental issue, like no matter what type it is, especially in wrestling. I feel like that's hard. Um, so she's done a pretty solid job. Fun match. I believe Bailey hit a twist of fate at one point on the match, and a swanton, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
You also got a
which was cool.
figure
So
four
that's
match
right. And
too,
then
yeah.
Raquel reversed it, but then she got it back on. But yeah, so fun match. I mean, anything else you want to add to that one?
Other than, we're seeing that split personality, I mean, the match was great. The had the figure four, of course, there was in Carolina. I was paying there and all that as well. Um,
Mhm.
but I mean, just since they started this with Bailey, I have truly enjoyed it. She finally showed back up, sitting there doing the interviews kind of with herself, both voices. I feel like it has gotten so much more interesting. But they brought life
Yeah,
back into her character. You can see the
100%. She
crowd.
was kind of like in purgatory there for a while.
Yeah, and I know during what would have been the commercial break, we see her once again go around doing the hugs. Gave
Mhm.
Wade one, Joe one, cameraman, maybe people in the crowd too. But it's really working. I like what they're doing.
I agree. So after that, we had a backstage segment in Adam Pearce's office with LA Knight. Eventually, the New Day walk in and interrupt. And LA's like, "You want me to leave? You want me to leave? Am I
Yeah.
interrupting something?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah." And then this leads to him being pissed about them interrupting him, and sets up LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston, which we immediately jump right into. And it was kind of just a their match at this point. I was kind of not focused too much into it. But yeah, LA Knight with the win over Kofi. I don't really have much to say about it.
Uh, um, I don't know what they're doing with the New Day now. I feel like they've kind of got lost this um gimmick they're
The whole
doing.
Raw tag division's just a mess.
Yeah, the
Finn Balor and JD have only defended once, and I don't know how long they've had it at this point.
that was the issue last
Um,
time. They won't defend
yeah,
it, or it's not that they won't. They just won't build
they're
up the
not
tag
defending
team
it.
division.
And then War Raiders are just doing shit with Penta right now. New Day are doing their morning bullshit, trying to get Penta's Canadian Destroyer or Mexican Destroyer band.
Grayson
Who
Waller's
else? What Waller's with the New Day? Who else am I missing? Tag division on Raw. I don't even know.
Los Americanos. Now there's 3 of them, so there's probably
Oh
a
well,
tag.
yeah, they're actually having them compete. They competed, but yeah, like the
LWO.
Raw tag division feels non-existence. Yeah, LWO ain't doing shit really. They're just doing the AAA stuff mainly. It feels like right now with Ray being injured. Um, I don't think Legato's on SmackDown, so they don't count. But yeah, like the Raw tag division almost feels like it doesn't exist for the men.
It doesn't now. For some reason.
So but yeah, this match was just there. Like it just didn't really do much. It gave LA Knight a win, I guess. But other than that, it didn't really do much. After that, we had the backstage segment with Becky. Maxine Dupree wants a match with her. I think Becky basically says she didn't deserve it, but then Maxine brings up how AJ Lee does or something like that. Like
Yeah.
AJ Lee beat her or something like that. I don't really remember what she said.
Yeah, she said
And then
AJ
Becky got fired
Lee.
up.
Says Becky went on that spill about What's Illustrated says it, ESPN
Yeah,
says it, and Maxine was like, "Well, AJ don't." About
that's
how
right.
she's the
That's right.
best wrestler in
So,
the world.
and that's when Becky was like, "Oh, you want to fight?" So they're gonna fight next week. I believe non-title. Becky versus Maxine. Um, I feel like we might see AJ next Monday.
I do too. Her and Punk both been off TV. They won
That's
at
right. They announced
Palooza.
Punk for next Monday. That's right. So I definitely think we see AJ then for sure. I did forget they announced Punk for next Monday.
I don't know what's next for AJ. We know she signed a 4-year contract. I think is what it was.
I haven't heard shit. I just know she signed a contract.
So maybe she does get a title push. It would be interesting.
So we have Seth Rollins after that come out. He takes exception to the fans cheering for Rhodes over him, which brings Cody Rhodes out, and we have the Pyro Network. But basically Cody gets into Seth's head here.
There we go. We're back.
Right monitor now. Oh, I don't hear you because my audio is being stupid. There
A little,
we go. Oh, I gotta make you full screen. And start sharing. All right. Give it a minute here. Fucking PC, man. They're like,
Hey,
you're doing a long podcast. What would be cool is if we cut you off.
thought you said you was only gonna do an hour, hour and a half. Guess what?
Hi, babe. All right, we're back. All right, my
Hi.
computer completely froze while I was talking to everyone. My apologies. I had to join and I looked up and I just saw everything was frozen and I saw Kraken like nothing was moving. I was like, oh.
This
But we're back. All right. So I left off. Apparently, I got cut off when I was talking about Cody got into Seth's head. So Cody was just talking to Seth about who made the call to get the bronze on SmackDown this past Friday. And he says it wasn't Seth, it was Paul Heyman. So basically insinuating that Paul was going over Seth. And Seth, though, kept saying, like, I'm the one who made the call. So but I think he was lying.
I do too.
Because he knows it. Because afterwards, we saw how out of it he was, even backstage before the bronze match. They were in Gorilla and they were like doing a little promo before they came out for their entrance. And Seth was just looking in La La Land. He was just staring off in the distance, basically.
Yeah.
And wasn't all there. And that promo rattled him. Basically, Cody talking about that the Bronze and Paul are doing things without your approval. And you know it.
And that he also brought up the Brock Lesnar. Was you the one that gave him permission to do that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, to have Paul go and side with Brock for that night at WrestlePalooza. So it
make
really
all
got
the
in his head.
I make all the decisions. Someone in the crowd was loud as hell. No, you don't. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that actually. I remember because I laughed and I heard that. But yeah, this was a really great promo. Like I loved the facial expressions from Seth throughout. Cody, classic Cody promo, passionate, really believed everything he was saying, which is what I like about Cody's promos. You could tell he believes what he's saying when he talks. Yeah, so I mean, they've had great feuds in the past, so this is definitely getting me hyped for their match at Crown Jewel. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those that we've seen it in the past that people will complain that there's no like interaction Like, there's just promos.
Mm.
It's like a soap opera. This is supposed to be professional wrestling. This is one of those where we've had the wrestling in the past. Don't have to have it for this to be a big match at Crown Jewel, and this promo right here between these 2 really sold me.
Yeah, the same. Like, that made me and if it's an early show, 8 a.m. Eastern for Crown Jewel here in a few weeks. I think it was worse when they did Chamber last year in Perth because it's the same city and everything. But I think last year they did it earlier. I
It
think
did.
it was like because that's shoot, I think it's like 6 or 5. I don't remember the time. Sarah basically said because she lives on the east coast of Australia and that's the west coast. So she said for her that won't that like starts like at 11 or some shit. It's like 8 Perth time. So for her, it's like even in Australia, she'll be watching at 11 p.m. Yeah.
That's
So
early,
even for
early.
people in Australia, it's kind of shit. But and because I think it's a Saturday though, so I think she'll be good the next day. I think it might be on a Sunday. I don't remember. Anyways, um, yeah.
It's
So that's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be early.
yeah,
6 a.m. for me.
it's a Saturday because
Okay.
Battleground. Bound for Glory Sunday.
That's right. That's right. Bound for Glory is the next day. That's right. Um, or no, I thought Bound for Glory was the week prior.
Because only reason I know is being able to keep up with it is because Crown Jewel is on my birthday, October the 11th, and so Bound for Glory is the 12th.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought Crown Jewel. Hold on.
We got It's so that Saturday Crown Jewel, that Sunday Bound for Glory, that next Saturday is Wrestle Dream. Then the end of the
Hold
month,
on.
the 25th, would
Well, I'm
be
going to an indie show, and I think it's that night. And obviously, that'll be early in the day. But I don't want to have to wake up to that and then go to an indie show, be all fucking tired. Hold on, let me check my ticket. Now I'm forgetting what day this show is on that I'm going to. It's in Colorado Springs. It's nothing like a GCW or anything. Colorado Wrestling Connection presents Hillside of Horrors. Same day.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
at 5:30 my time. Crown Jewel's at 6 a.m., dude. Oh my god,
Uh,
I'm gonna die. All right, I'm gonna tough it out. I'll do it. But I didn't realize that
I
until
love
you
being a
brought up the
wrestling
date, and I was
fan.
like, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's the same day I'm going to a show in Springs. All right. So, anyways, yeah, that's gonna be fun. So that's gonna be a crazy weekend for me. I have to react to SmackDown and then Crown Jewel and then go to that indie show I'm going to that night and then the next day react to Bound for Glory. Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh boy.
oh
That's
yeah.
gonna be nutty. Um so back to where we were. So after that, we had that was when Ripley went up on EO that we were talking about earlier. So Ripley went and checked on EO, who was still, covered in blue dye, which was like an hour later. So I thought that it's funny that she hadn't showered or anything. Um, she goes up there, checks on her. They set up the match for Kabuki Warriors at Crown Jewel. Kaidi ends up walking up after Rhea walks away because EO basically wanted to be left alone and gives her that photo. And it's a photo of the Kabuki Warriors and her together, all happy. And she looked at it and got even more sad. So pretty good storytelling they're telling here, I feel like.
Uh, um, it's like I said earlier, it's kind of iffy. Just don't know where they're going with the story, and that's what I like about it. It's probably, like I said, it's the best story running right now because the only other true story I guess you got is the Vision, and that's kind of
Mhm.
thing as for the wrestling.
So after that, we went into Dragon Lee and AJ Styles teaming up to take on Los Americanos, and they gave them names. So the two, which are clearly Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Oh yeah,
The red one is actually I don't think it even says here, but their names are Rio and Bravo. I forgot which one is which, but they have those are the names. It's Rayo or Rio and
yeah.
Bravo.
So how Wade explained it was on commentary correctly? Yes. I
Yeah,
mean,
with Joe and Wade.
he said the Bravo stands for the one in blue. Rayo, the one in red.
Mm, shitty
Nice.
names, but makes sense.
They were color coded.
Shitty fucking names, but makes sense. They lost. I lost Americanos lost. So their first match, it's like, hey, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, we're gonna finally have you compete as Rayo and Bravo, and you're gonna lose to a team that never existed until now. So fun times. I love the Raw tag team division. It's fucking
And
fantastic.
then their
Um,
stance, their stance is just
yeah, it's so stupid. I like the whole idea of El Grande, but like this is getting ridiculous.
oh, it's like Doink the
Um,
Clown. That's all it is.
yeah, it's funny, but
It is.
I don't, it was an okay match, and it was probably my least favorite match of the night. Nothing bad happened, but it was nothing that caught my eye. Oh, he also cut a promo. They cut a promo before this too, Dragon Lee and El Grande. Dragon Lee said he's got his the AAA Mega Championship match against Dominic coming up
Mhm.
here. He's gonna beat him for that, and then of course AJ's like, I'm gonna beat up, and then someone in the crowd said it, like, you're gonna have hashtag beat up John Cena, and he didn't say the hashtag beat up, some changed it, but he said I'm gonna beat up John Cena, which was awesome.
Yep.
That was before the match. But yeah, so Los Americanos lose, and El Grande did try to help, but didn't work. Um, yeah, I didn't care about this.
Like El Grande Americano, it works, but like you said, like the rest of them getting involved, and I feel like that we're not done. Like there was gonna be probably another one show up somewhere, maybe two more.
Yeah, maybe, I doubt it, but
Like, cause like LA and not LA, but AJ last week told Pierce, "How about we not sign anyone?" So I think there's work for more to be signed.
So we already talked about the little promo with Seth, or like the little backstage thing before this main event here, where Seth was all out of it and still stuff. So we'll just jump right into the main event: the Vision versus the Usos tornado tag. So of course, tornado tag means no DQ, anything goes. Um, Honestly, I didn't see much of their wrestle. Like I saw like the back half of the WrestlePalooza match because I was watching All Out. Um, Besides the Roman return, which I already said I'm tired of him always returning in the same scenario. Um, Match didn't do it for me.
No, it was another episode of the Vision just beating down whoever they're against in a tornadoes tag style match. Breaker put Jimmy through a table with a clothesline
At
off the
one point, they put
barricade.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Wasn't it Jimmy? Because
it
then he
was
was
Jimmy.
stacked under
Yep,
the
yeah, yeah,
chairs.
yep.
Yeah,
They stacked him
yeah. So
under the
Jay was like
chairs.
fighting by himself for like 5-6 minutes. It was a good while.
Yeah.
Maybe four, but it was a bit.
And then the ending, like you said, with the Roman. But they tried to hit the Uso
And
splash.
it was during the match, which I get it. They're the faces technically, but they're doing the tease with Jay acting like Roman from 2020 and all that.
Yeah.
Um, so at the end, that was the thing that stood out to me was the end with the celebration after they got the Vision away, and Jay and Roman were in each other's face, but in a good way, where he was like, "Yeah, you doing this?" Whatever the fuck he was saying, he was basically hyping him up,
Yeah, he's like, "Do
and
what
they
the
were just
fuck
like
I
dapping
told
each
you."
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just like fucking like Jay's like, "Yeah," like just fucking agreeing with everything, and Jimmy was of course behind them against the ropes, just like, "What the fuck?" And these crazy motherfuckers.
Like, why are we doing this again? Like, we know we can't trust. Like in his mind, like we cannot trust Roman to be the leader of this.
Yeah. So interesting dynamic on that because I am curious what's gonna happen with Jay if he's gonna go hill or if he's just they're doing like a lost thing where he's gonna like they're gonna tease it and then it just eventually comes back around. I am curious.
I don't know. I'm. I don't. I feel like Roman and Jay and Jimmy. We're just gonna get another bloodline story, not a full one, but that's what they're pushing for. 4 games.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, a pretty okay Raw. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Get with it. After everything we had seen over the past several weeks, this one just except for the Rhea spots didn't.
Yeah, Io and Rhea has been interesting. The Cody and Seth stuff was really good.
Hmm?
Dom and Rusev was fun. It wasn't like great. But other than that, yeah, it was like forgettable for the most part, match wise.
Fortunately, and then I've seen like those fake things. You probably I don't know if you've seen them or not, but social media people are doing like fake ESPN grades for each show.
No, no,
Yeah,
I haven't seen those.
there's someone wrote an ESPN report and supposedly it was an F. Like you can tell
Uh,
it's fan made, but like it's if they're trying to make it look like ESPN's giving them bad grade. Supposedly they got a
okay,
C for WrestlePalooza.
that's funny though. I haven't seen any of those. You should send me one. That's funny.
I will. It's all good.
So let's move on to NXT. I didn't see a lot of this, so there's a lot I have nothing to say about because I didn't see it. But the only thing I do know is what the fuck is women's team TNA? What is why? Why is it who they picked? So I don't understand.
Hmm?
Ricky Starks is the main captain for the men's TNA team or NXT team, but then you also have Trick part of that team while he's the TNA champion. You have
Yes.
Kalani being the head of the women TNA for some fucking reason. She's only had the title since Sunday or Saturday.
Hmm?
And her partners is that they end up choosing are the Iconics or the Inspiration, Cassie and Jessie, the former WWE women wrestlers, and Mara Sade, the former NXT women wrestler. So you have an all TNA team that's former NXT talent and main roster talent, and the captain is a NXT women's wrestler. When you compare that to the men's TNA team, Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater, what the fuck? How, and like, I get it. You're not gonna put a test. Well, I would hope they wouldn't. You wouldn't want to put a test in this situation. Masha's having her situation right now that she's dealing with. I get it. That's like your two top women outside of everyone else. But you have a Danny Luna. You have a Jody Threat. You have fucking Tasha Steeles. I get it. She's doing the thing with fucking Ali right now.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you still like you have all these other women available. You have fucking Rosemary. Like, why is it all former WWE women and one current WWE one for Team Women TNA? That makes no sense to me.
It doesn't.
Like, I get it. You also have, and Dana's dealing with her, whatever she's dealing with. And she's another former NXT talent, but she would have made a bit more sense. But you also have the Heather by Elegance and the other chick in that Elegance brand that you could have used. Like, you have fucking, I named like 5. And it was only 4. How do you not? I get it. There's some, but how do you not do Rosemary? You've used Rosemary in the past.
Rosemary's been
she was well received.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She was.
Like, I don't understand where they went with that women's decision. Like, hey, Mara Sade, she was from Jakarta. We just had her here 3 months ago. Let's fucking use her. Oh, hey, the Iconics. I mean, I know they haven't used them in part of this yet, but like at the same time, like, fuck me. How is this at TNA versus NXT when it's all fucking former and current WWE people?
I did not look at it like that. Yes.
It's so stupid. They nailed it with the men's.
Mhm.
Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon and Miles, Santana, Frankie, Moose, and Leon. That's perfect.
Yeah.
The women, it's all WWE people.
I don't know.
Or former.
Like the women's division on TNA is big. Like they have a good roster.
I will literally pull up their full roster because I know I don't remember all of them because I don't watch weekly, but I guarantee we'll be questioning once I go through this. All right, so obviously Kalani right now. The Elegance brand, both Heather and I forget the other woman's name. Alicia Edwards. Where the fuck's Alicia?
I think she.
And I'm only going to name the people who aren't former WWE people that are in the women's division. Danny Luna. So Heather by Elegance. Harley Hudson. I don't know who Jada Stone is, but she's an option, I guess. Jody Threat, which I already said. Killer Kelly. Didn't she just return? Where the fuck is she? So that chick's name is M by Elegance. Never heard of her, but she's part of the Elegance brand.
Oh.
Don't know who Mila Moore is, but I guess she's an option. Mila Grace is, I don't know who she is, but I guess she's an option. Okay, there's a lot of like newer people here. Steph D. Lander would have been a former WWE talent though too. Rosemary was an option. Tasha Steeles. And I guess basically all the rest are former WWE. So I guess maybe there was more former WWE than I remember, but there's a lot of names of women I don't know in here, like Mila Grace. I think I've heard of her. I just don't know much of her.
She recently.
Mila Moore.
Hmm?
M by Elegance, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. There's just, I mean, they could have did it. I mean, you could have used Killer Kelly because she's returned recently. Jody, Danny would have been made sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like NXT TNA for the women.
It doesn't. Now looking at with who all you named, I guess I didn't think of it that way because Iconics hadn't been in WWE in a while.
Oh, they haven't.
But it does make sense. Now, like you said, Masha, I don't know where she's at. Well, no, Masha Slamovich, she's gone. But there was another one, the one that's part of the system. I don't know where she's at.
Melissa,
yeah.
Alicia Edwards.
Alicia, yeah. No idea what she's been. But she wasn't even at the invasion or showdown on this show. She wasn't there. None of the system was except for Moose. It's like they're not either wanting to be a part of it or they're just not big enough roles
Which
that we're
sucks
looking
because
at.
Eddie Edwards is great, but
And he is.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna let you kind of take over for NXT. I only other thing I remember seeing was the announcement of the teams. There was a backstage segment where Izzy and Tatum were doing something, and then Lyra rolled up and gave her a new doll, and she like yeeted the doll into Izzy's hands, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that's like it. Oh, and I saw that Lash lost again, which was funny.
Yeah. So Lash did lose. I think that was after the opening segment, which of course started with Ricky Saints coming out. He, of course, got a big pop from the crowd with the "You deserve it" chants. Um, he he opened it with saying that every giant needs to rest, and he did that by putting Oba down. Which kind of feeds back into what I was saying about No Mercy, kind of giving him that, I guess, concussion style spiel, all the multiple D. He said that when he came there, I think it was in February, I think is when he debuted, that he was wanting to be headlining the NXT pay-per-views, PLEs, and wanted to be NXT champ, so he's now fulfilled that for himself. But it was really short. We didn't really get anything out of Ricky because he was cut off by JC Jane.
Yeah.
She came out congratulating him, telling him that they both won, but they needed not to focus on just themselves and what's coming up next for them, but for next Tuesday. Um,
Come Tuesday. Sorry, I
yeah,
always loved when Von Wagner would say that.
yeah. And of course, Ava came out talking about how they both need to build their teams because she appointed
Yeah.
them as captains. Which I can understand that because, of course, both the tags are the main champion holders for NXT. Um, I
Which is why I
just
don't understand how they came to the conclusion to have Santana but not Trick be their captain, but they went with Kalani.
so
I don't get that at all.
Santino's came out, music hits, got a huge pop from the crowd. Um, he said, I'm glad you appointed your captains, basically. But I can't have my champion representing TNA because he's NXT and he goes by Tricky Williams. Why would you trust somebody that their name's Tricky?
But then how did he choose Kalani if he says that?
I don't know. He literally said he doesn't trust Tricky, so he won't be his captain. I don't know. It did
So
not.
does NXT not trust Kalani now? Like I see that's you know what I mean? Weird.
That
Weird.
supposedly they do trust Kalani in this aspect.
No, I mean NXT.
Oh no, because um during the
Do they
end,
lose trust in her because now she's part of Team TNA?
yeah, because at the end of it, she even said that she's going to stand on the side of the title she represents. She's basically
Lame.
turned her back on NXT in this.
Lame. So she's turning heel?
Guess so. That's
I
it.
didn't see it,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I mean, she still had that, her normal demeanor about herself,
I don't like
but
it.
said she will stand up for the title she currently holds.
Stupid. Uh yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I haven't been as into NXT lately. I've missed a lot for other reasons, but like, yeah.
Um, it's just I will say the start of the show did not kick off as well for Invasion because you had Santino come out and say, "Hey, this isn't really an invasion; it's more of a showdown between two brands on who's better." Which, if you think about the original invasions, I guess that was kind of how it was, but it was different.
Well, yeah, they changed the name to Showdown because of the whole thing, but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. But so what else from NXT would you want to talk about that you thought was worth talking about? Because I only saw the parts I already talked about.
The other big part, it wasn't really big, but Mustafa Ali. He came out and gave a very emotional challenge to Ethan Page.
I was fired, and now I want my title shot that I never got.
Yes, that's to sum it up, yes. But the way he built it, and then of course Ethan says, "So what is this the part where you're gonna get emotional?" He basically was like, "How you're supposed to cry, your sob story." And
He's still doing that president shit.
yes, he is.
Oh god, I hate that
Order
gimmick.
4.
I think it's stupid.
And the other Javon Evans and Leon Slater was in a tag team match, which was good. The Hardy
That was
Boys,
the main event, I believe.
yeah, but the co-main, yeah, basically main event. But the Hardy Boys done a promo
Besides the yeah.
on
I still call
Dark
it the main event because
State.
it was the last match.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. That's actually the other thing I saw because I tweeted about it because I saw that they cut it in Kai's mansion before they were on his stream. I thought that was a boss.
Yes, that was what I, because I pointed that out. I said I think they're doing this at Kai's Mafia thought. This was shot at.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because
Oh,
of
shit.
course they were there for that. But no, the other match was just Josh Briggs versus Miles Bourne. That's how we got Miles to be a part of Saints team. So once again, we've kind of buried Briggs here. We had Miles Bourne win. But it was because Matt Cardona distracted Briggs, took away a
Weird.
chain from him because Briggs broke off his chain again like he did against Javon.
Yeah,
Gonna
like you
hit
said,
him,
yeah.
and Cardona grabs the chain, pulls him over the top. Well, not pulls his arm over the top to get the chain away.
Weird.
So I don't know if they're gonna push Cardona and Briggs somewhere because neither one's either invasion team.
Huh. Yeah, I think the only other match that we didn't talk about was Fallon and Lola. That's how Lola got on.
Yep.
And that was the backstage segment I saw where like JC was like, I shouldn't have had you had to qualify, blah blah blah, or whatever she told her. And that's when Laney walked up and all that. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I can't speak too much on it besides what I did see, but it sounds like a very forgettable show.
Yeah. Even in the main event, the Culling versus Javon Evans and Jan Slater. We still seen the altercation between Izzy and Tatum. She had that doll out there and was playing with it and was more interested in that than what the Cullen was doing. And they kind of got into it. They went to the back, started to
Good.
leave.
Good.
So I feel like that's going to finally splinter off somewhere. But Javon Evans and Leon Slater, just from what they did in this main event, if you didn't watch it and hadn't watched NXT or don't know anything about these two and what we're possibly going to see at Bound for Glory, just watch this match and imagine them wrestling each other. Because I really think Bound for Glory, they steal the show. I know we got Hardys and the Dudleys, but this will probably be match.
Hardys and Dudleys ain't gonna match that at all. Hardys and
No.
Dudleys, it's gonna be fun because it's like a table match or whatever the fuck it
Yeah.
is. But it's four guys in their 40s and 50s fighting.
Yeah. Like Leon and Javon. I don't know. I don't see Javon winning, but they are going to probably steal the show. It'll probably be match of the night.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I will
Over
be reacting to Bound for Glory, so I'm excited for that.
over Mike Santana and
Kraken.
Trick. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that covers it. Anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, they've announced a card for tomorrow. That's already got that
Oh,
out.
did they?
Yep.
Is it good?
I mean, from what I see, it has
Cody and Randy versus The Vision.
oh,
Sammy US Open Challenge. Shiffy sets her sight on Crown Jewel, and Damian Priest is in action.
yep.
So, Damian, well, he wants Damian, so I assume we'll see Alistair in that match. Stephanie and Tiffany, I'm assuming they'll just have some type of face-to-face. Sammy, I don't know who he'll face.
An open challenge.
What if
Maybe
it's Oba?
could be
Oba,
Oba.
Oba, Oba, Oba.
It could be Tony D'Angelo as well.
I'm good. I love Tony D, but I just don't know how he's gonna translate to the main roster. I'm like so nervous for that. I will say I have no interest in Cody and Randy versus the Vision.
That's your main event. That will be your main event. Tiffany
I
kicks
have
off the show.
no-
Guarantee.
I have no interest in Cody and Randy versus the Vision. because we get the same shit on Raw. So why would I be excited about this here on SmackDown?
Yeah. One of the comments that I'm looking at, because of course I got to put up on X, was like, "Aren't the Bronsons on Raw? But couldn't Cody and Randy go up against someone else? Get
Guess
an
not.
ambush?"
It makes sense with the Seth storyline. I get it.
I don't
I
know.
just don't think they should need to be on everything.
They should.
Feels like the brand split doesn't matter at this point.
It don't. Might as well just merge them like it was back in.
They shouldn't do that because they have a big
I
roster, so
know,
that'd be a
but
bad
yeah.
idea. I will say Broncos better win on Sunday. Fucking down, Eagles down.
He was down.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
y'all got a tough one this week. I will say. I know we don't really talk about sports a lot, but that's gonna be a good game.
Who does Seahawks face?
We have. Oh, we got the Buccaneers.
That's to be a good one because Bucks are pretty solid.
Yeah, they they couldn't
I
do
think they
nothing.
lost last week,
Yeah, they did. They lost to the East.
but yeah, Broncos better win.
So my question is, I know we're all out in WrestlePalooza. We had a challenge to see who would win an ugly. We tied
Oh, that's right.
that.
Yeah, we tied.
So
We'll
how?
just we'll just continue it uh Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory.
Okay, so we'll do count.
Well, essentially we'll just restart because like we tied, so we'll just call that 0 again. We'll just start at 0 again. We'll work in Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory, which is next weekend. So
Okay, that works for me. That gives me time to
'cause
look at the card.
yeah, I don't have my full predictions yet because I think they're still gonna announce one more match for Crown Jewel, I think. So
They would have to. I feel like
yeah,
I know Sammy's going to be defending that. He'll do an open challenge. That'll be
maybe.
hard to pick, but I feel like he has to do any. He always has good crowd pop there.
In Australia?
Oh no, I was thinking someone else. No, yeah, you're right.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Really? I don't remember that."
I was thinking Riyadh, but we ain't
Nah,
there
they're in
yet.
Australia.
No, in Australia.
No, they'll be in January. Yeah, so I guess we'll, wind it down. Go ahead and tell people where they can watch you outside of the podcast.
You can hang out with us on TikTok, on Twitch, on Kick, here at YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All the Kraken.
And same with me, but I'm not Kraken. I'm Josh Vibes up on all my platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, all of those. So look for me everywhere as Josh Vibes up. And I do pro wrestling reactions and all that too. So yeah. And guess on that note, we're gonna call it here. We talked about everything. Another long podcast.
Was another long one, but there was just so much.
And then my fucking computer's like, hey, for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
But YouTube chat, thank you everyone for watching. We are gonna bounce out and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah. So without the computer mess